I would have played a dwarf in the live-action Snow White movie, but then they took out the dwarves. Thanks, Dinklage. Do you know that you took work away from me? It's Snow White and the 7 dwarves. It's literally the part I was made to play. And they CGI'd the dwarves. But that when Peter Dinklage says, you shouldn't do this to little people because it's offensive, that he is in that movie. That is all I will say about that.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today is one of comedy's most sharpest and original voices. He has one of the most watched stand-up specials on YouTube. He sells out theaters worldwide by fearlessly sharing his personal stories. He's a world-famous stand-up comedian, an accomplished actor, popular podcast host, a trained verbal assassin, a powerhouse father and a husband. New York Times said, no one is doing stand-up comedy more hilarious than this man. Please welcome to the show, Brad Williams.
I made it. I made it to the club.
You on the club?
I didn't get carded or nothing. That's because of the beard, though. Yeah. I have to keep a beard. If I'm clean shaven, everyone thinks I'm 5.
You know what? I got a funny story. When I was growing up in my hometown of Glenville, Georgia, there was a little person.
Yeah.
I don't know his real name. But
proper terminology. Look at that.
That ain't what they called him back then.
No. I know it wasn't. It's okay.
And he had a beard.
Yeah.
And I was looking at him, and he was like my size. And I said, Papa, why that boy why he got a beard? And I never seen him in class. I said, why he got a beard?
Yeah.
And he said, that's a grown man.
Yeah.
I say, how you a grown man? And I was scared of him. Every time I would see him, I would turn and go the other way once I found he was a grown man.
What you're talking about right now is when I drop my daughter off for the first day of school, the kids are very confused because I drop her off and then I walk away. They're like, well, why is he walking away? He's got to stay here. And then I get into a car. They're like, he has a car? Oh, this is get a car. This is amazing. We are sitting across from each other, and it is amazing that we are the same species. This is very. This is like a Doberman being next to a Chihuahua. This is like you're sitting up. They offered me cushions. Like to sit on the back of this. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, you didn't want your feet dangling.
No, I can't be back, kid. Like, Shannon, let me tell you, it's been a rough road these 20 years. I can't do that, man. I can't.
Well, but I appreciate you coming, man. I appreciate the time, because when I hit you up, I said, I told you who I was and what I had.
Oh, I know who you are.
That's exactly what you say.
Yes, because first of all, I wrote my manager because I'm like, all right, someone hacked Shannon's profile or someone's posing as Shannon. I'm like, Shannon is not sliding into my DMs. And that's probably your notes, but I'm a lifelong Broncos fan. And there's a video on Broncos social media of us actually dapping up. You probably thought I was a Make-A-Wish kid, but I was on the side of the field, and then it was like the 20 year of the 98 team.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, you saw me and you're like, all right, that guy's got about a week left to live. Let's go and you dapped me up, and that was great. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a cognac guy. I've never tried it. This is gonna be my first cognac.
Well,
I'm honored.
Thank you. This is actually for your special that's coming out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. It's a cognac, VSOP, very special old pale. It is the best.
Now, this is grapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's smooth.
Very.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there are some athletes, I'm not going to say their names, I'm not going to talk about Charles Woodson like that, who put their names on alcohol, and then it's not that good.
He has a bourbon and a wine.
He's got I'm not a wine guy. I had the wine, but I had the bourbon. The bourbon is good.
Yes.
So, but yeah, this is smooth.
See?
Oh, you're gonna try to get me to talk shit, Shannon Sharp. You're gonna get me all yacked up. See, Cat Williams is just happy I'm on this show because he's like, thank God I'm not the shortest guy on Club Shay anymore. Until you get Kev, he's about 4 inches smaller than me.
Kev smaller than you? So you got a special coming out on YouTube April 12th called Live on Short Street.
Yes.
What can, without giving away too much, what
Sure.
can the people expect?
Oh man. First of all, we called it Live on Short Street because we shot it in Lexington, Kentucky, and the theater was literally on Short Street.
Okay.
So I didn't know that when I booked the theater.
Okay.
Like you think that I'd be like, no, but it just happened to be that way. So I'm like, oh come on, man. It's like it's meant to be.
Yes.
And people can expect a lot of high energy. I've got ADD. I tell jokes for people that have ADD. If you don't like a joke, wait 12 seconds. There's another one coming. Totally fine. So yeah.
I don't know if did you get this, but there was a picture out of Diddy and Meek Mill with a little person.
I did. So when this picture came out, okay, it's Diddy, it's a little person, it's Meek Mill. For the clip, they will put in the photo right there.
Yeah.
I got so many DMs being like, yo, what were those Diddy party like? And I'm like, that's not me. It doesn't look like, see, that's the thing with little people. We all have to be minding our P's and Q's. Right. If one of us up, like if Dinklage is on the Epstein list, we're all
or Wee Man.
Yeah, Wee Man does some shit wrong. We're all so we all got to be good. So I don't know who that dwarf was in between Diddy and Meek Mill, but R.I.P.
But you did. You ended up putting a statement out like, bro, that ain't me.
That ain't me. I got so many DMs. I got like, and I'm like, you could put the photo right next to each other.
Right.
It's fine. You're not gonna see you're gonna see.
There's no resemblance.
Yeah, it's like that'd be like if someone put up a photo of Tony Gonzalez and you're like, Shannon. It's like, no, it's fine.
Well, they do say that, you know how they do us. They say all black people look alike. So I guess all little people.
Yeah, we all look alike. It sucks because most of the time I get mad and like we don't look alike. But then sometimes I hang out with Wee Man. I'm like, I look like you.
Yeah. And you and Dinklage got the beard.
Yeah.
You might need to shave. You might have to shave it. Right.
No, I'm not shaving it. I look 7. I get carded. I have to look somewhat manly sitting next to you and your 60-year-old biceps that are bigger than me. What the hell? You look like you have 2 of me in your shirt right now. That is ridiculous.
You know, I don't work out like I used to. You still work out? You still work?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I do Pilates. I wear yoga pants in the Pilates.
You do Pilates?
Yes.
They don't have a machine. You can't fit on the reformer?
Yes, I am. I'm on the reformer. It looks like I'm in a medieval torture chamber. I'm being like tarred and feathered, just like being pulled in all these different directions. But I do Pilates. I wear the tight pants because Shannon, listen, I'm not that strong.
Yeah.
But my ass looks great in yoga pants. Look at that ass. That is a donkeseta right there. That is an ass. Dwarves have great asses.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I can't disagree with you.
Oh, do you go on OnlyFans?
No. I stay away from that. But I know.
Are you looking at the dwarf asses?
But let me ask you a question. When you were growing up, I mean, you have an average sized wife. Mm-hmm. Were you attracted to little people?
Hell yeah. Oh, I've laid waste to some little women out there.
Oh my goodness.
I had days. Oh, okay. Shannon, let me tell you about dwarf conventions.
Okay.
Dwarf conventions are a real thing. There's the
there used to be one at Urinal, the little.
Yeah. So there used to be like the big ones every summer. And that's when all the little people gather in one hotel. I always feel weird about people that show up to that hotel that are just there on a trip, and they just walk in going, what?
Who left all these keys?
Yeah, that gummy was way too strong. What happened here? They think they're in Oz. But, and they like to dress up the conventions like, oh, it's about meeting people, it's about togetherness, it's about discovery, it's about boning, Shannon. It's about boning. Bunch of dwarves, one hotel. Because for a week, like all the rest of the year, you're the friend zone.
Right.
You're the little guy, the little girl, everyone's friend, always bridesmaid, never the bride. Then you go to the dwarf convention and you're hot, Shannon. Then you're like you in '97 after you won the game, and you're just walking out there and you're just like, it's great. Oh, I've more dwarf women than high curbs.
Have mercy. Right. I don't know. We might have to edit this out because we don't want to get you divorced.
No. My wife knows. It's okay. She knew I was a crazy freak back in the day. And then I met her, and you look at my wife, and that's how you know I'm funny.
Right.
Because you look at my wife, you're like, there's no way that little got that woman without something.
Women like funny people. They like funny men.
Make them laugh, make them breakfast. that was my rule.
You do get confused for like you mentioned, Peter Dinklage, Wee Man.
Yeah.
Does it offend you? Does it get upset? Like, bro, that's all. I'm Brad.
Yeah.
I'm not Dinklage. I'm not Wee Man.
You know what? It didn't offend me back in the day, but now that I've actually got
you're somebody now. Yeah.
And like, if you come up to me and you say, "Oh, Brad Williams, can I get a photo?" If I'm not with my family, yes, you're gonna get all the photos, autographs, whatever you want. But then if you come up and say, "Wee Man, right? Can we get a photo?" Nah, you're not getting it. I don't care if you correct yourself. No, not getting it. But now I'm friends with Wee Man because we all know each other. And now he's actually starting to get some people walk up to him saying, "Are you Brad Williams?" And that was the greatest news I'd ever heard in my entire life. I'm not past him yet, but I'm working on it.
Shoot your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, PrizePicks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks make every dunk, every dime, every board more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports pick. It's peak basketball season and you already know. More points, more threes, more assists. It's go time, baby. Find your community on PrizePicks with new social feed features. You can share PrizePicks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow PrizePicks partners like us and tailor fade our picks with just one click. Get in on the action at PrizePicks is now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just download the PrizePicks app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. When someone says, "Can I get a picture?"
Yeah.
And they kneel down, do you get offended like, "No, bro, stand up"?
No, I'm good. Kneel down, stand up. What gets me mad is when they go, "I'll get down to your level," and they kneel down, but they got bad knees. And then they kneel down and you hear the pops and you're like, "Oh God, now you're going to be down there forever."
Right.
Yeah. That, like, stand up, kneel down, totally fine. Just don't put your arm on my head.
Okay.
My head's not your goddamn armrest. Just remember, I'm at the perfect height to punch you in the dick. So do not do that.
Okay.
Secondly, never under any circumstances pick me up. People ask all the time.
Kind of like Mike Tyson and Hezbollah.
Yeah, Hezbollah. That clip is so funny. Mike thought he was 7.
Yeah.
And then he's like he's like giving him raspberries. Mike Tyson's going and he's a grown ass man and Hezbollah's not saying shit because that's Mike Tyson.
Right.
Dude, one time I'm at the Hollywood Improv.
Okay.
And I do my set and then I go to the green room, which is up some stairs, and I open the green room door and it's just Mike Tyson.
In your green room.
In the green room. And that's it.
Yeah.
He's the only, it's him and like a manager guy. And he just looks right at me like, "Oh my God, that was so funny. Do you smoke weed? You want to smoke a joint?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do, Mike Tyson. Yes, I do."
He made you offer you could refuse.
Yes, I'm sitting there like, if that guy bites, he could Pac-Man me, and it's done. So I sat there and I smoked a joint with Mike Tyson, and it was awesome. He's great.
When kids see you, do they actually think you're another kid? They don't realize that you're an adult.
They're just confused.
Right.
They see it, they're like, "I don't know what this is. I haven't been around this." And sometimes they think I'm a kid. A lot of times it's just they'll ask their mom, why is that guy so small? And I've got my bit, but see, here's the thing. This is why. So I've noticed that different races, the kids respond differently to me. Okay. So white kids, they want to say something, but they can't. And then, like, if they start talking, their mom, like, grabs them and, like, no Skylar, and then, like walks them away. Black kids are the most honest.
They gonna say whatever. If it comes up, it's coming out, Brad.
If a black kid sees me, he will just walk right up. "What the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all?" And I'm just like, okay. And you got to talk to him.
Right.
But I've found out that Kids just want an answer.
Right.
All I do is I give them the honest answer.
Right.
I say, yeah, I'm an adult, but I'm just smaller. You know, so some people have blonde hair, some people have brown hair, some people are black, some people are white, some people are really tall, some people are really small. And I kind of say, like, isn't that cool? And 99% of the time, the kid will be like, yeah, that's really cool. 1% of the time, they're like, yeah, but you're still short as fuck. And then I got to put my foot through the kid. And that's rare, but it happens.
I read that you don't like when grown men take your urinal.
Yes. My urinal. Every men's bathroom, Shannon. You've been in men's bathroom. They have the one that's down.
Yeah. That's the one I use.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you use that urinal? Your dick needs a shelf? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do use that one. It is right there on the end.
Shannon, I'm a lifelong Broncos fan. You're one of my heroes. You're on my Mount Rushmore. But if I walk into a bathroom and I see you, Shannon Sharp, at my urinal, I'm going to R. Kelly your leg. I'm going to go full R. Kelly on your leg.
But Brad, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to pass it up and go to the...
Yes, you go to the regular one because that's for you. The other one is for me and a 5-year-old named Zachary. That is it.
I could understand if I'm at the shopping mall, I'm going to pass the handicap parking and leave that.
Yes.
I'm not walking past that urinal, Brad. I'm sorry.
I'll fight you. I'll lose, but I'll fight you. I'm going to throw down for my people.
When did you realize, or did you maybe know early on, and your father explained it to you, that you were different, that your size, your height was different than the other kids?
This is like starting to go into kindergarten, first grade. But see, here's the wonderful part, Shannon. My dad was a brilliant man, very smart man, tall guy. My mom is not a dwarf, dad's not a dwarf. There's no dwarves in my family. But my dad knew that I would be picked on. He knew that. So he was like, all right, I'm going to pick on you first in the house.
Okay.
But he would like insult me, but then he would say, okay, now hit me back with something because this is going to happen on the playground. Some kid's going to come up. He's going to say something to you. You got to say something back. So my dad and I would write comebacks. We would write comebacks. So it's like, all right, if a kid says this and I say this, and then said this. And my dad was a trial attorney. So he had the gift of gab. And I got sent to the principal's office on the very first day of school because a kid walked up and like, ha, you're little. And I went, ha, your mom doesn't live with your dad anymore.
Wow.
And I grew up in Orange County, California. So that's, about a 92% chance to get that one right. So I did. Kid cried. And I got sent to the principal's office for having the better joke. But so that's what my dad and I would do is we would prepare. So by the time I got to school, and kids would make fun of me with like, oh, I've been preparing for this. I'm good. Right. And now by the time I'm a comedian 22 years in, some people think that, oh, you're going to be in the audience. You're going to yell Oompa Loompa at me and throw me off. Bro, I've
heard way worse.
Bro, I'm going to make you wish that you left your date at home. Okay? Some shit's going to happen at that show.
What it occurs 1 in 15 to 1 in 40,000.
Yeah.
So normally it's average and average. It's not like, okay, if an average size woman or man has and the other partner is not average size, you're good. So do they know why it happens like that?
Everyone makes the joke that my mom cheated on my dad with a circus performer. But no, we don't know. It's a recessive gene. It's a genetic mutation. So technically I'm an X-Man. What's up? What's up?
So what's your special power? Can you see?
Dude,
Magneto?
My special power is that I would buy booze at like age 8. Because everyone's like, he's tiny. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know why it happens. Now my daughter, she is a little person.
Really?
Yeah. So she's a dwarf like me. Same type of dwarfism.
Is it chondysplasia?
A chondroplasia. Okay. That's what I have. Well done, sir.
Hey, you like I know my homework.
You did your homework. I don't see, but then I used to make the joke that my type of dwarfism sounds like what a black family would name their daughter. Like a chondroplasia. Get in here. Like it sounds like that. All right, we just lost a couple viewers. That's okay.
So. Your dad prepared you. He never treated you differently.
No.
You have siblings.
Yeah, I got a sister who is average size.
Average size.
And I grew up. I played sports. I played hockey. That was my main one. And it was so.
So you was a Mighty Ducks fan, huh?
Damn right. I'm still a Duck fan.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm wearing the orange because
Yeah.
I'm a Bronco fan and a Duck fan. But yeah, it was always interesting being in sports because like I would play baseball, soccer, basketball, hockey, and then in high school I wrestled. And there is nothing,
Yeah.
Shannon, there is nothing like wrestling an average sized kid whose father is watching him.
Yeah.
And I pin him.
You
And-
pinned him?
Oh yeah, dude, and that dad would be like, I can't.
Yeah, I can't go home. Yeah. Get your son.
Like I can't. This is my wife's kid. This is not my. Yeah, like there were times when I would do it, and it was so great because low center of gravity.
Yes.
And I was wrestling in a weight division of 103s. So if there was another kid wrestling me, I'm tall and compact and muscle. He's a string bean. Yeah.
For a high school kid to be 103 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm shooting half Nelsons. I'm flipping dudes over. I'm laying on their shoulders. Oh, it was awesome. It was a good time.
After watching a close friend go through a loss a few years back, I saw how quickly grief can turn to financial stress. No one deserves that feeling I saw him feel, and I mean no one. No matter what I offered to help, it wasn't enough. I promised my family I would never make them feel the same way my buddy felt. Trust me, that experience of watching a close friend go through financial stress while grieving changed how I think about protecting my family. Life insurance isn't about expecting the worst, but it's about making sure the people that you love are supported no matter what. That's why we at Club Shay recommend life insurance through Ethos. Ethos makes life insurance fast and easy, 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and the same day coverage. How much easier can protecting your loved ones get? There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now. By going to ethos.com/Shay. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get a free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/Shay. That's ethos.com/Shay. Again, that's ethos.com/Shay. Application times and rates may vary. Did you play football?
No, I wanted to, but my dad's
dad
like,
wouldn't let you?
Yeah, my dad's like, you're gonna get killed, dude. But I don't know if you know this. The famous college football coach Mike Leach. He once, this is real. He once suggested that his team have a little person on the team. Yes, for short yardage situations.
They're going to throw him over the...
Just chuck it, bro. So the last year, I got to go to the NFL draft. The Broncos sent me out, and they had a session with Roger Goodell with some of the fans from all the different teams. I got to ask that question to Roger Goodell. I said, would you allow a team to hire a dwarf to be thrown over the line? Like, because they're going to ban the tush push. So now let's have a dwarf thrown over the line. And Roger is stone cold in every situation. I left him speechless. He's like, I have no idea what to say to that. He goes, you're hired.
But didn't they used to have a little person toss?
I mean,
You remember?
in Florida, they still do. In Florida, they do a lot. That's the thing. Some people, that's a thing. I don't want to do it. I don't ever want to do it. But I also, so I have 2 opening acts that are black, and we talk all the time about stuff where we go, we don't want to deny anyone their money.
Right.
But there's some stuff people do where we're like, mother, that kind of hurts.
Yeah.
And they talk to me about stuff that happens in the community, and that they're like, yeah, make your money, but it's not exactly making us proud.
Right.
There's stuff, dwarf tossings like that for me.
Right.
Where it's like, make your money, that's fine. But as long as no one sees me out and about and just goes, all right, it's time to compete, like, I'm okay.
Right.
But I'm not a huge fan of that.
You mentioned how your dad would prepare you.
Yeah, man.
Your dad never treated you differently than your siblings, did he?
Nope. Never. It was never like that. It was always equal punishments.
You got in trouble? What
Yeah.
would you do to get in trouble?
My mouth. The same reason you got in trouble, Shannon.
Yeah.
The mouth. I'd pop off because I always thought no one wants to actually hit me.
Right.
So, because you don't want to, you don't want to hit a dwarf. We don't explode into candy. So, like, I would always pop off and
Right.
and teachers would be like, "Can you get him to shut up for just a little bit?" And but then I started doing like high school theater and stuff, and that's where I got it out. And then once I discovered stand up, oh, it was over.
It was because when you got in trouble, the teachers would call your dad, and you were in trouble then.
Yeah, but then my dad would always say, this would be my dad. Every time they called him, he would say, "Did he start it or did he finish it?"
Wow.
And if I started it, I was in trouble.
Right.
If I finished it,
good job.
We're going out to Sizzler that night. It's gonna be great.
He taught golf.
Yeah.
Was your thing?
Yeah, I love playing golf. And my dad taught me 2 jokes that I still use to this day every time I play golf. Because when I go to the course, or if I'm talking golf with someone, everyone's always like, "So you play golf?"
You from the tips they ask you for.
Yeah, they're like, "Are you going for the tips? Or are you going?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'll tee it up from the whites. It's okay." And then if someone ever says, "Oh, you golf? What's your handicap?" I'm like, "Dwarfism, you son of a."
You looking at it?
Yeah. And then the other joke is, I don't drive very far, but hell of a short game. So yeah, every time. What? We need to open one of these because that's.
Do you really play from the tips though?
Damn right.
No way, Brad.
Dude, not the pro, not.
Yeah, I'm saying
not the pro.
That's the tips.
Okay, no. I'm not going out to Cherry Hills with you and John. I'm not playing from the tips. You guys do your thing. Dude, do you golf with Rod?
I don't.
You
Rod
don't?
golf. My brother's a golfer.
Okay, Sterling golfs.
Yeah, he golfs.
Yeah.
I don't. I just really never got into it.
Okay, because you're asking me questions, but I'm holding back all my questions for you.
Okay.
I have questions for you.
We'll get to them.
I still remember when you gave away the party location on SportsCenter live after the first Super Bowl win. You were talking to your brother, and he said, "Where's the party at?" And you gave away the actual location.
Yeah. I gave away the location of the party after we won the championship game too. Probably should have done that.
Did people show up?
Of course they did. Of course they did. I don't know if they got in, but they did show up. What type of discipline when you got in trouble? What would your dad do? I don't think he did corporal punishment on you.
He didn't hit me. Yeah. No, my dad was all my mom and dad were all psychological. It was psychological warfare with me. You know, they would, there was another little person that lived near us and about the same age as me and James, and they would talk about him like, "Well, he's doing well. He's doing okay."
Yeah, why can't you be like
and
James?
And I'm like, "Mother." So like that would get me.
Did you go downstairs? Look here, mofo, I need you to cook up because I'm tired of my parents talking about how well behaved you are and how well you're doing.
Yeah.
Act up, do something.
But the thing is my dad would tell me, very, very smart man. He says, "Just remember this, son." He goes, "Remember, everyone's going to always remember you. So some kid could f*** up and then kind of fade away and then people forget. If you f*** up, everyone's going to know that about you for a while. That's going to be what people know about you. So do not f*** up." And that really resonated with me, where I was like, oh, okay, someone's going to remember me.
When you were 16, your dad got you a car. Were you the first? So you had a Tesla way before electric cars were even. You had an electric car way before it was fashionable.
Yes, because when I was 16, this is a true story. My dad woke me up on my 16th birthday and said, "I got you a car," and I was so happy. And I ran downstairs, and there was a Power Wheels sitting right there.
You thought he was a real car?
Yeah, but you know what? That was a golf cart for me. I drove that shit. It was fine. I sang the theme song and everything. But but then he got me a car later. I drove a truck. That was my first car. I loved it. I love doing things that people don't expect me to do.
Correct.
I jump out of a truck. You know, people see a truck roll up. They're like, "Who's getting out of that?"
Right.
I swing off the damn steering wheel.
I know you didn't got no dually. You ain't got no dually, no king cab or nothing like that.
I didn't get a dually, but man, I had a nice truck. It was good.
Your father taught you how to drive, or you just observed? Because obviously you're gonna have to have a special mechanism to be able to drive.
So, I just kind of observed. But here's one thing: I've gotten into a car accident before because my brake fell off. Oh, I have pedal extenders.
Yes.
They're little pedals that attach to the pedal. So I'm driving. I got slammed on the brake. The brake, thunk, it clunks. And I'm like, ah! So I grab the wheel, fling myself down, slam on the brake, but it's too late. Boom, rear end the guy. he gets out and I get out and he looks at me. He's like, was that before? Like, he thought he accordioned me. He thought I hit him and just like I was gonna go out like Elmer Fudd. Like that's what he thought happened.
Because I was wondering what the expression on his face was when he actually saw you hop out of the car.
Yeah, you get in a car accident with a dwarf, you're like, I'm not getting into heaven.
You ever got a speeding ticket?
Yes.
So with the police, do they ask you to get out the car?
Yes. So here's what I did, Shannon. I grew up in Los Angeles one time I was at Universal Studios.
Okay.
And if you go to Universal Studios LA, you go to the gift shop. They have all these fake Academy Awards.
Yeah.
They say like, best mom, best dad, best teacher. You're supposed to get it from. I found one, Shannon, that said best police officer. And I was like, yes. So I got it, put it in my glove box. And every time I got pulled over for speeding, I got that trophy out and I held it. And the guy walked up. I was like, congratulations, you won. Never got a ticket.
Wow.
Never got a ticket because the cop would laugh so hard. If you can make a cop laugh, now I will be sensitive to my friends in the black community. It's different for me.
Yes.
It's different for me, and I'm fully aware of that. But for me, whenever I would make someone laugh, that was it. I would always get out of a ticket.
Do you think your parents? It seems to me that you believe your parents did a great job because they understood
100%.
the world was going to be cruel.
Yep.
The world is not going to be as forgiving and as kind to you as we are because we're your parents.
Exactly.
So I'm going to prepare you for what you're going to actually face in the real world. Because guess what? You're not going to be with mom and dad always. So we're not going to be able to protect you. You're going to have to be able to protect yourself.
1,000%, man. And that we're always in debt to our parents. I will look at my parents and be like, if you could go back and say, hey, you get to roll the dice again, have maybe some different parents, I would say, nah, stay. Like, I'm not going, because I've seen other parents that have dwarf children because they write me. A lot of parents will write me if they're average size, they have a dwarf child, they write me and they say, what should I do? And I see a lot of them want to hide them away.
Yes.
And like be like protect and be like no. But it's like you said, at one point they're gonna be gone. Kids gotta survive the real world. My dad would always tell me there's the world that is and the world that should be. I will prepare you for the world that is.
Yes, right.
Because the world that should be is everyone gets along, everyone's happy, there's no racism, there's no sexism, there's no disability. That's the world that should be. The world that is all those things exist. So let me prepare you for that. And I'm really excited to raise my daughter in a similar way. Thankfully, I had great models, so I will just do what they did.
Have we become too politically correct that we're so sensitive that it's hard? I mean, because if you think about, and you grew up like you love comedians, and you knew how the comedians in the 70s and 80s were, early 90s, and you kind of see a shift. Now, it's kind of going back.
It's going back.
It's going back.
Yeah.
But for a long time, there are certain things you couldn't say. There are certain jokes you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I always say this, because people talk about cancel culture with comedians.
Yes.
And I say, well, let me give you some comedians that have been canceled. Dave Chappelle, Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I'll go on.
Yeah.
They're selling out arenas. If that's the case,
Cancel me.
please cancel me. I would love to get those paychecks.
Right.
I've seen those paychecks.
Right.
They're nice. So what you have right now is, it used to be you told a joke, and if people didn't like it, the people in the room said, I didn't like that joke. They didn't laugh at it. Now, because of social media, they not only not laugh at that joke, they tell their friends, this is the offensive thing the guy said.
Or they're uploaded.
They're uploaded. Oh,
Do you allow cameras? Do you allow phones? And so
I'm not gonna do the yonder bags where
you just
put
zip
your
it in.
phone away.
Yeah.
Dave does that, and that's great. He can afford it. I can't. I can't afford that. So, one thing that I always say about comedians is, when it comes to material, I will always defend with insane veracity. I will defend the attempt. I will always defend the attempt at a joke. If you are trying to make a joke, okay, you can f up. But a lot of people who aren't in comedy, assume that when a joke comes out, when they hear a joke, it's perfect. It's already been. No, we need to work this out.
Perfected. Okay.
We need to give it out to the audience because trust me, I've told jokes, many jokes that have bombed in front of an audience, and I go, okay, time to retool, time to adjust. I've told jokes that went too far, where the audience let me know, hey, cross the line, and I went, okay, and then I pulled it back a little bit, but then because my goal is to make sure the audience has a good time,
right,
and to make sure they laugh. So I will always defend the attempt. My dad, like I said, defense attorney, he always told me, freedom of speech does not exist for the speech you agree with. First Amendment is there for the speech you disagree with.
Right.
That's the speech you gotta really defend. So sometimes a comedian will say something and everyone will flip out. Can you believe this comedian said this thing that did this thing? And I'm just like, yeah, he was trying to make a joke. Y'all booed, and that's fine. And hopefully they go back and fix it.
Right.
Because the market will fix the jokes. I don't want to go on stage and eat it for an hour. I want it to be good. I will change it. And that has happened in my career. So I will always defend the attempt.
How long did it take you to perfect a joke? Because you remember when you first started, you could tell a joke over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But if you tell a joke in Jacksonville, you probably not gonna be able. You might can get away with it in Tampa, but if you try to take it to Miami, try to take it to Atlanta, somebody they already done uploaded it.
Yeah, I don't like that because I want people to be surprised. Thankfully, they're good, and a lot of people don't record my stuff and put it on. Like I remember, like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Yes.
The next week he was doing shows, and he had people were bringing him phones, and he had those yonder bags, and people still got jokes. People still got phones in because everyone wanted to know what he was gonna say.
Right.
I'm at a perfect level of fame right now, Shannon, where that's not really happening for me.
Right.
And I'm totally fine with it. But yeah, don't ruin it. Don't like I do a free meet and greet after my show.
Free.
I do not charge.
You know they'll pay for that.
I know, but there's 1,200 people there that are paying my mortgage.
Okay.
So I will go out to the lobby.
Right.
I'll do a free meet and greet. We'll take the photo then.
Right.
Get the photo then. Leave the material for the stage.
Okay.
Live in the moment.
Wow. You said people with disabilities have the best sense of humor.
Damn right. Yeah. Well, it's because very similarly to why the Jewish community is very good at telling jokes. The black community has some great comedians. Really good jokes come from struggle, and really good sense of humor come from struggle. If you're disabled, you're not offended if someone says something about what you know what life is. You know how serious life could be. People that have actually gone through shit, they typically are not as offended as people who have had wonderful, pristine lives. Right. Like whenever someone gets mad at me for a joke about a disability, it's never the person that has the disability. It's the person who's like, my sister is okay. Well, when your sister gets mad at me, then tell
her come take it up with me, not you.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I am not the comedian that says you are not allowed to be offended at a joke.
Yes.
Being offended is an involuntary response. If I tell a joke and you feel a certain way, okay. And if I get something wrong, by all means tell me. I do not want to be a bully comedian. So if I say something about your community and I'm way off, please let me know so I can correct that. But on average, if I hear something just like, I didn't like that joke, I'm just like, all right, well, the audience...
Do you ever ask why? Yeah.
And if the response is, well, because my sister's a blankety blank, I'm like, all right, then no, I don't care. It's very strange that you have to pick and choose.
Right.
But I really do, because I'm not trying to be a bully. I don't want to be a comedian where people come in and leave angry. My job is to entertain you. You paid for tickets, parking, babysitters. I want to make sure you have a good time.
Right.
But there will be a segment of the population that will not like a certain joke, and that's just what you have to deal with as a comedian. You're not going to be for everybody.
Brad, it almost seems now that people go to things to be offended.
Yes.
When did we become such a easily offended culture?
I think, and I don't know the answer, but I think it's when with social media,
Yes.
being offended became a look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to the show. Now I'm posting on social media.
Right.
I was offended.
Yes.
Now look at me. Look
Yeah.
at me being offended. Look at me. And I'm just like, listen, if like I always laugh when someone reposts a offensive joke and says this was not funny, but in the clip you hear a theater full of people laughing. I'm like, nope, that's funny.
Right.
Now, if the room full of people boo or get mad, you have an argument. But if you're posting a clip of this comedian saying this outrageous thing, and then like a room full of people is laughing, that's the proof right there. You can't make that argument. Like people will say something, and this man is a friend of mine, so I'm not throwing him out. People say like, Larry the Cable Guy is not funny, and it's like he sold out a football stadium and made them laugh.
Right.
He's funny.
Right.
To some people, you can say that you don't find him funny.
Correct.
Totally fine.
I mean, some people might not like Chappelle. Some people might not like Shane Gillis. Some people
It's
not
all
like.
good.
It's okay.
It's okay.
There's no such thing as somebody liking everything. It's kind of like, Brad, you know what, man, you know what, Shannon, I really like apple. Brad Williams hate oranges and bananas.
No,
Just because
I just
that's
like that.
Yes,
Exactly. And with like I think about this with comedians, movies, music. Listen, man, my daughter is 6. She is obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters. Loves this thing. Sings all the songs, sings Golden all day. And I'm sitting there going, I don't like K-pop Demon Hunters. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't exist.
correct.
It should exist for the people that like it.
Yes.
You people hate on whatever artist, whatever. They should exist for the people that love them. It's okay. And if they come out with a K-pop Demon Hunters sequel, it's all right. Everyone got a paycheck, and a bunch of people are gonna like it. Something shouldn't exist just because I don't like it. Like, should Taylor Swift stop making music because Brad Williams doesn't like a couple of songs? Nah, make your music. You make people really happy.
Right. You mentioned you speak so highly of your dad, and I don't know if you're the man that you become if you don't have this father in your life. But he ended up getting cancer.
Yep. Skin cancer.
Beat it.
Yep.
And so when you found out your dad had cancer, did he tell you, your mom tell you? Because they probably tried to keep it away from you.
They did, because I was touring, and they knew I was doing good stuff, and I was on the way up. So they tried to downplay it. But like every now and then I come home, my dad just would have these huge bandages on his arm and be like, "What's that?" He goes, "It's got a little cancer burned off." And I'm like, what are we doing? Just got a little cancer burned off?
Right.
But I'll tell you this story. And I was in Denver. I was at the Comedy Works South Club, and that's at the Tech Center. And I was backstage, and I knew all that day. I knew my dad was going in to get results.
Okay.
I knew that. So all that day, I'm just like, all right, okay. And then literally, I'm 5 minutes from going on. My phone rings. It's my mom. I know. I know.
You got that eerie feeling.
I know what this call is. I pick up the phone and I say hello. And the first thing she says is, he's in remission. And I collapse on the green room floor at the Comedy Works South Club. Just tears.
Yes.
Just stupid wailing crying. And then I hear, "Please welcome to stage, Brad Williams." I'm like,
You got to put it together.
Okay. Okay, go out. And I couldn't help it. That night I told the Tech Center, I told Comedy Works what happened that night. And it was one of the more magical shows. I will always remember that show. But yeah, it was a great moment. And I was inspired by how my dad fought it. And my dad passed away 3 years ago of ALS. So he had cancer. He had a fake hip. He had a fake knee. He had ALS.
Wow. So he beat cancer only to contract ALS.
Lou Gehrig's disease. Wow. Jeez. But I think about this all the time. And there was, I don't know if you ever watched Inside the Actors Studio. No. But there's a question that the host would always ask every person, and that is, if heaven exists, what do you want God to say when you get there? And Mike Myers was on that show, and he said, I want God to say he saw it. Because Mike Myers' dad passed away very young and did not see all the Saturday Night Live, the Austin Powers, all that. So my dad got to see, before he passed away, he got to see me film specials. He got to see me get married, have a kid. My sister got married, have a kid. Like, he got to see his children succeed. So he saw it. He had, like, death is horrible. Mm-hmm. Here's how awful death is. My dad had the greatest death ever. He's on his bed in his home. He's surrounded by his family. The last words he says are to my daughter, and says, I love her. Wow. That's the last words he said. That is a dream death, if you could pencil it in.
He started crying.
Yeah. And then, he goes, and that's how much death sucks. But one thing I realize is that we are lucky if we get to experience pain and grief from someone passing away. Because my father passed away. I was wrecked. But I'm lucky because I had a dad that caused that kind of grief. Like, if my dad passed away and I feel nothing.
Yes, bro.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm never going to see this man again. I'm never going to speak to this man again. Yet I feel nothing.
Yes. Then that means you didn't have a great dad.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to have a fantastic father where when that day happened, I was wrecked. And I feel lucky to have experienced that pain.
Did he ever, when you found out your dad had ALS after beating cancer, did he like, damn son, I'm having a rough go. I'm having a rough go of this. He like, did he ever like question, or he just like, hey, it's part of life?
We would find ways to laugh. We would all get together. We'd find ways to laugh. He'd still find, he'd still be tuned in. He'd still want to know what's going on. He'd still be interested in my life, my daughter's life, my sister's life, her kids. Like, he was still in it. But laughter was very key. And I would always come back and I would tell him all the new jokes that I would write. And then he would laugh. And it was truly something to where I know that when I make an audience laugh, that is them experiencing a wonderful release, and we all need it. And I, especially now when you pick up that phone and you doom scroll and you look and things just piss you off.
Yes.
I am happy to be someone to where when you come to see me perform, you are happy. Like, I love the Denver Broncos. Yes. I've been to games where they lost. That sucks.
Yes.
I was at the Super Bowl where the snap went over Payton Manning's head.
Oh, yeah, I was there too.
I was at that game and I'm like,
8 against the Seahawks.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just spent thousands of dollars to see something I love get tortured.
Yes. And from that, the first, and I knew, I said, you know what? This is not going to end well.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well.
So I love the fact that people, no matter what you're going through, you come to my show, laugh, have a good time, feel good afterward, because it seems like everything nowadays is designed to piss you off, and my comedy is not designed to do that.
Your mom's from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up near Savannah, went to school in Savannah.
Love it.
Did you guys go back there when you were a kid? Did you go back?
We've been there. We've seen the Moss. I love.
You like the Spanish Moss, huh?
I love me some
Forsyth downtown, River Street.
Love me some Johnny Harris barbecue sauce. Okay. I still get Johnny Harris barbecue sauce delivered to my house.
Really?
From Savannah. It's my favorite barbecue sauce. It's amazing. Shout out to all the people. Go get yourself some Johnny Harris barbecue sauce. I know about Johnny
Harris. Know about Carrie Hilliard.
It's fantastic, man. Yeah. Dude, but so my mom would tell me stories though, because she grew up in Savannah and then she moved out to Los Angeles, and her first day of school, I'll never forget this. She told me this story. First day of school, she gets to school. I think it's like 4th grade, and they're studying the Civil War, and they go, and she's the new kid in class, and they go, Susan, you're new. Who won the Civil War? And she stands up in the classroom and goes, the South. And I'm just like,
I was going to say that.
Oh, because it was taught differently. The War of Northern Aggression. So yeah, it was taught. It was taught differently. But I love my mom, and she does not believe that anymore. Let's just say that, which is good.
I want to know this.
Yeah.
Before you became a comic, what were some of the jobs that you had? Because there is a job that you have, and I'm like, how? How?
I've only had 3 jobs in my life, Shannon.
Okay.
This is great. 1, comedian.
Yes.
Been at 22 years. That's the last job I'm going to have. The very first job I had, you ever been to a mall, Shannon, and seen a store called Hot Topic?
I haven't.
Okay, Hot Topic. Someone laughed over there. You know it. That's like the alternative store for the goth kids.
Okay.
And you go there. I was a cashier at Hot Topic, which all the cashiers had, gauges, tattoos, piercings,
black fingernails,
the whole thing.
Yes.
And I came in and I interviewed for the job. I dressed pretty much how I dress now, and they're like, dwarf, that's weird enough. Okay, you can work here. So I worked at Hot Topic, and then the other job I got, and I grew up in Orange County, California.
Yes.
I did what a lot of teenagers do when they grew up in Orange County, California. You work at Disneyland. You work at Disneyland. I work for the mouse. And then as your viewers are thinking this joke, I'm not one of the 7. Okay? My actual job is called a character host. It's basically a bodyguard for the characters. You walk around with the characters. You see any character at Disney, there's always someone right next to him. And you set up lines, you take photos, and whenever then a 5-year-old steps out of line, you got to throw a forearm shiver. and that's what I did.
So you are a bodyguard for the character.
Yep. Yeah. The only time I really had to do something was I was with Pinocchio, which is just a great sentence to say. I was with Pinocchio, and Pinocchio is oftentimes played by a woman, and I knew the woman who was playing Pinocchio, and a guy got a little handsy with Pinocchio, which is what weird fetish do you have?
Yeah.
What up thing do you like?
He's wooden.
Yeah. Well, that might be the thing. He's like, ooh, tell a lie, Pinocchio, make it grow. But he did, and I was very aggressive. But the craziest thing I ever saw at Disneyland, I was with Mickey Mouse one day, and
you know how I was with Mickey.
That was real. I'm with the boss, and Mickey's out there for a while, and then at the end of about a half hour, Mickey's gonna go in because they gotta switch the Mickeys.
Yeah.
It's hot outside.
Yes.
And me, I'm not allowed to say that. I have to say, hey, Mickey's gonna go get a glass of lemonade, and then he's gonna be right back. And I start to take Mickey away, and this one mom comes up and goes, no, just one photo. And I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna take Mickey away, but he's gonna be right back, and you're gonna be fine. She goes, just one photo. And I kind of look at her, and I go, hey, wait here 15 seconds. Mickey's going to be right back.
Right.
And then I start taking Mickey away. She yells out, Mickey. Mickey turns. This woman is holding a baby. Shannon, she throws her baby. Mickey does that, catches the baby. She takes the photo, grabs the baby and goes, thank you. And then just walks away. I'm like, you just threw a baby. You just softball pitched a baby to someone who can't see. We got to the back. Mickey throws off the head. It's once again played by a woman. She's crying. She's like, well, what if I drop the baby? What if I drop the baby? I'm like, but you didn't drop the baby.
Right.
You're a hero.
Right.
You're fine. But that sometimes people are in an amusement park and they just have this false sense of security, and that was the craziest thing I ever saw at that park.
Did you ever get fired by the Giants as a DJ?
So, about 10 years ago, I was burnt out from stand-up, and I took a gig as a morning radio show host in San Francisco, California, and it was on a show called Kevin Kline Live on Live 105. And while I was there, the Giants won the World Series. I'm from Los Angeles. While I'm a Broncos fan, I'm a lifelong diehard Dodger fan. Things are good right now.
Very good.
Very good. Back in the day, not so good.
Right.
Giants won the World Series, and they wanted me on air to be like, all right, hype up the Giants winning the World Series. And I'm like, no. And they said, what are you talking about? It's like I'm a Dodger fan. I'm not gonna be really excited. That's inauthentic.
Yeah,
They're like, no. You have to be excited. You have to say you have to be really happy that the Giants won the World Series. I'm like, I'm a dwarf. I'm not going to say I'm really happy that Giants won the World Series. I don't like the San Francisco Giants. I don't like the New York Giants. Anything Giant, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a friend of. I'm not supporting. So not too long after that, they let me go.
Is it true that Carlos Mencia brought you on stage after he was making dwarf jokes?
Yep.
So, because I don't want people like you keep saying the word. Is it you want
Dwarf is fine.
Dwarf is fine.
Yeah.
Little person or dwarf. It's the M word that's
To be fair,
okay.
I don't like it when black people say the M word because I'm like, no. That's too close to your word, which is not even. We're not in the same category.
Okay.
We're not. People say, "Oh, calling a dwarf calling a dwarf midget is the exact same as calling a black person the N word." And I'm like, midget, please. No, not the same.
Right.
The dwarves were never slaves because we would have been the worst slaves on the planet.
Yeah.
Fetch me that jar, second shelf, boss. Like, it's not happening. So I'm never gonna compare the word midget to the N word.
Right.
But yeah, midget's the bad one that you're not supposed to say. Dwarf, little person. That's
Okay.
it. But yeah, I was in the audience. I was 19 years old. I was there at the Bray Improv with my dad. Mencia's on stage. He starts making midget jokes. The audience way over there is laughing. The audience by me is like, and Mencia goes, "What, is one of them here?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he called me up on stage. And he started asking me questions. And my answers got laughs. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Right.
He had asked me what I did for a living, and I said, at the time I worked at Disneyland. Audience starts laughing. I'm like, "Shut up, I'm not one of the seven." And then they all laugh again.
Right.
And then after that, I was like, wow, that felt really good.
So that's when you knew that's when you knew, say, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to be up there and I want to make the people out there, I want to make them laugh. Prior to that, did you have any aspirations of being a comedian?
Not comedian. Comedian's a job like, to me at the time, comedian was a job like being an Avenger. It's like, yeah, it's a cool job, but I don't know how the hell you do it. I don't know how you get there.
Right.
And when I started doing stand up, I was actually going. I was going to college. I was going to USC. I was getting a communications degree because I wanted to be Vince Scully. I wanted to be Chick Hearn. I wanted to be Dave Logan.
Okay. Yes.
I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. I wanted to be a sports announcer.
Right.
And my dad said, "You'd be a great sports announcer because you interviewing athletes would be funny as hell." Because me just standing there with a microphone.
Yeah.
Just, hey.
You might have to have the extended.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But that's what I was gonna go do. But then once I started doing stand up, I told my parents, I was like, "Yeah, I found what I'm gonna do," and I dropped out of college with a year to go.
What?
Yeah.
You might as well go on back. You might as well go on back. You're so close.
I was a communications major, USC. Give me an honorary degree. All right. I communicate to people every night.
Right.
You know, thousands of people every night. And that's what I tell people. I dropped out of college, but I was a communications major. We didn't lose a cancer cure. We're not sitting here like, oh man, AIDS is still going because Brad decided to tell us to go.
You got rid of somebody that was going to talk on television or radio.
Exactly. Totally fine. So someone has a sports announcing job because I decided to do this, and I'm happy with that.
Was that the getting those laughs? Was that the addiction? Because, you know, it's an addiction. I mean, to make somebody laugh, or, you know, you play a sport and you score a touchdown or score a basket, hit a home run, and that crowd goes crazy.
Man.
When that crowd erupted, were you telling, I'm not a 7?
Oh, that's the best feeling ever. That's the feeling that you're chasing every time, and I still get it every time. Every time I write a new joke and it gets it, like, I don't know how the athletes adjust. I don't know how you guys adjust to running out in the field on Sunday or whatever, whether you're a baseball player or basketball player, whatever, hearing that crowd, draining a shot, making a touchdown, and the place just goes ape shit. What compares?
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to leave.
Yeah. That's why I'll never tell a guy to retire.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's hard to leave because when you go to another, I promise you, when you go to another job, a 9 to 5, ain't nobody standing up applauding your ass when you come to work.
They laugh they laugh every now and then.
Yeah.
But there's not, not 70,000 people going crazy.
That's why it's so hard because where do I get the connection? You're in the locker room, you're on the bus, you're at practice. Where do I get that? Where do I get that applause? Because At some point, think about it. You've had this applause from high school, college. Now you play 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
That's what your life has been.
Yes. So for the better part of your entire life, all you've heard was applause.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it's
Crickets. It just stops.
It's hard.
And you're doing well. Like, you could go out on a stage and people will clap, cheer, enjoy. So, like, when they do one of those reunions where they bring the teams back and you get to run out that tunnel again.
I walk very briskly. I don't run anymore. 2 repaired hips and a bad knee. I'm walking briskly.
Do you have 2 fake hips?
I do.
Wow.
Bilateral, yes.
How are they? Because I probably got to get a left one soon.
Man, it is the best.
Really?
It is the best. I mean, the quality of life that you will enjoy is nothing like it, Brad.
Okay.
I mean, the only pain you'll have for, say, a week or so with the incision where they go in at.
Yeah.
But other than that, the arthritic,
all right,
it's gone.
All right.
It's gone.
Sign me up. Take this lefty. Give me a new one. Give me Robo Hip.
Have you ever been, you mentioned that you've been booed. What's that? So how do you like, damn, how can I make this joke? Or do you just like scrap the joke? Or do you like, how can I, this is a really good joke. I just need to make it funny. It just needs some fine tuning.
Yeah. And so when I started comedy and people wouldn't laugh or they would boo or whatever, I took it very personal. Now I've gotten to a point in my career, thankfully, I'm very comfortable. I know that I'm funny. I know I'm pretty good at this. So if I hear a joke bomb, it's more like, all right, I got to go tinker in the lab. Right. I got to figure out why this joke didn't work. I had this recently, and a joke didn't work. And I heard the joke, and I was like, all right, why didn't this work? And I just found out the setup was way too long. There's a great Mark Twain quote I think about all the time where he said, if I had more time, I would have written you a shorter book. And I think about that with jokes, like get to it. And then sometimes I get a laugh where, so on my last special, Starfish, over 8 million views on YouTube, thank you.
Right.
I do a joke about the Bud Light transgender controversy.
Okay, yeah.
And when I was writing that joke, the first time I told it, the first version of that joke, I did not like the laugh I got. I got a laugh, I'm like, ooh, that feels like I'm hurting people.
Yes.
And I'm punching down. And I don't want to do that. So the first version of the joke was completely different than the version that ended up in the special.
Okay.
And but that retooling, it's that retooling and the struggle that makes it, when it does work, that makes it all the more satisfying. That makes that rush all the more satisfying when you go, yeah, I did it.
Right.
It didn't work. I figured
it out, and now it does.
Any comedian that sits in this chair next to you and says, "Oh, I don't bomb," they're lying. Don't believe anything they say after that, because every comedian bombs, man. Every comedian bombs. And what's important is that as you get into this business, you learn from the bomb. If you do something, it doesn't work, you just do it the same way the next time on stage, you didn't learn anything.
Right.
So yeah, learn something from the bomb. Learn something from failure.
Did you feel like, you know what, I've got to be really good because there's not anybody that's came before me that looks like me that's going to tell jokes. So I've got to be, because, you know, sometimes when you're the first.
Kind of the rep, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to be able to take it on the chin. Yep. It's kind of like, you know, and I'm not comparing what you did to Jackie Robinson working the color barrier, but I'm saying, you realize that.
Yeah. No, and thankfully there was one little person that I knew of that did it before me. Great comic, still doing it. Her name is Tanya Lee Davis.
Okay.
Please look her up. She's fantastic. And so I had a little bit before me, but now I've gone past to where she got to, and I'm like selling out theaters. So it's very strange now, because I don't get into this job thinking, all right, I'm going to be a guiding light for the little people.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it because I really like telling the jokes. But sometimes I look out in the audience and I see young little people out in the audience, and I'm like, oh shit. Like I'm their guy.
Yes.
Because it's the same way, like some people, they only support, they're waiting on a certain superhero to look like them, so that that could be their superhero. Whether it be like, dude, my buddy, my opening act, great comic, name's JB Ball. He's a black guy, 6'3" from Tampa, and he always told me he loved the X-Man Bishop. Because before that, there were like no black X-Men, which is weird because the comic, if you look into it, it's based on the relationship of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Right.
And there's no black X-Men, which is weird. But so he loved Bishop. Once Bishop came out, he's like, that's my guy. So I'm kind of like that with little people where it's like, oh, that's our guy now.
Yes.
And that's a lot of pressure. But at the same time, I'm totally fine with that pressure, and it's the most rewarding thing when little people come out to my show and then say like, "Dude, you're doing us right."
Right.
I love that. That's one of the best compliments.
Where are you on joke stealing? Because I've had a lot of comedians on here, and some says, I look, write a better joke. Some people like, nah, don't do that. If you're gonna take somebody's joke, give them credit for it.
Yeah.
I prefer you not to do it. But some people like, hey, just write a better joke. Is that the last joke that you're gonna ever tell? Is that the best joke you've ever told, and now somebody's telling it and doing it better than you? Is that what you're upset about? So where are you on that, Brad?
Dude, it's the cardinal sin of comedy. Never do it.
Right.
Never do it.
I guess it's like ghostwriting. If you're a rapper, you don't get no ghostwriters. Do it on your own.
No. Now, there have been times where I have gone on stage and I have told a joke and someone will come up to me and say, hey, so-and-so does that joke. If someone tells me that, holy shit, I will look up the joke. I will be like, no. I will call the comedian. And then sometimes there's certain events that happen, current events, that there's only so many perspectives you can write on it. Like, here's a prime example. There was a protest in Los Angeles about like 12, 13 years ago. It was called A Day Without a Mexican, and it was supposed to be all the Mexicans in LA were supposed to stay home and prove that they're a valuable part of the economy, and they did, and it was great. But I saw that, and I was out driving that night, and I was like, "There's no traffic. There's no traffic in LA.
Yeah,
this is the greatest thing ever." So that night, I'm going on stage, and I say, "Hey, day without a Mexican. Holy shit, this is great. There's no traffic, and if you get into an accident, it's okay because you know the other guy has insurance."
Right.
So that's a joke I told.
Right.
Literally the next night, I go on stage, and Joe Coy, great comic, tells the same joke. He didn't see me tell it the night before.
Right.
He just experienced the same thing. And I went, all right. And then literally like a week later, he did it on Kimmel. So I go, that's your joke.
Right.
That's yours.
You gave it up.
Yeah. I'm not going to fight him for that joke. No. And to your point, I can write more jokes. Now, yeah, it's the worst thing to do in comedy because it's to get a joke that's completely original. There's a ton of comedians doing comedy. To get a joke that's completely original is really hard to do. So,
yeah, because you guys are thinkers. I mean, to be able to be a comedian, I mean, you have to be quick with it, and you taking real events and you're making them funny, be it about something that you see or things that you've experienced. So
it's the cardinal sin of comedy. Never do it. There was one time I was doing a show in Sacramento, and there was a little person that showed up to my show, and he goes, "Hey, I started doing comedy because of you. I'm a big fan." I'm like, "Holy crap, that's awesome." I go, "Do you want to go on tonight? Do you want to go on before me?" He's like, "Oh, like, can I?" And I go, "Absolutely." So he goes on stage, and he does 7 minutes of my first album. Like,
he's all your material.
Yeah, and it's not like, because some comedians get there's like you are doing a similar premise, and then you're doing word for word the joke. He was doing word for word my act, and he gets off stage, and I'm like, "Big fan, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." He didn't even realize it, but so that I had to sit him down and have a conversation. Bro, no,
the objective is not to steal someone else's material and try to be funny.
Yeah,
your idea is to draw inspiration from said individual and create your own.
Yes, and what's important is that if you get called out on it, or if you get like, oh, you did, you go, "My bad." Sorry.
Don't get offensive. Like,
don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. Like, there was okay. Here's me admitting, when I started doing comedy, there's a comedian Mexican comic named Johnny Sanchez.
Okay.
The very first time I did comedy, I did 2 of his jokes. Because I didn't know the rules.
Right.
Thankfully, someone came up to me and said, "Those are Johnny Sanchez jokes." And I was
Damn.
like, "Oh, am I not supposed to do?" And they're like, "No, you are not supposed to do that." They were gone. They were gone the next day. So if it happens, all right. But yeah, just don't make a habit of that. It's the worst thing you can do in comedy.
Who do you think the comedian that helped you the most? That got you started and like
Mencia.
Mencia?
Yeah, that's an awkward transition to go from no joke stealing to let's talk about Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
But so Mencia has a reputation in the business, and a lot of people accuse him of joke stealing. I will never tell people that they're wrong. I'm probably not going to convince you
Right.
that if you think a certain way, you think a certain way. Fine. But I will say this: that man took me on the road. He would pay for my hotel. He'd pay me. He would, if we go shopping, hey, put whatever you want on my pile. I got it.
You sure that wasn't you in that Diddy photo?
I have never been in a Diddy party. I have never been to a Diddy party. I'd be scared because that man has a lot of baby oil and I fit in a lot of places. But yeah, that's the guy that he brought me on the road. I was his opening act for 4 years. So that was my college. That was where I went and like really learned and stuff like that. So.
Who do you think is one of the hardest comics to follow? I had Bert Kreischer on. And he said Ralph May.
Ralphie May.
Woo,
Ralphie,
you don't want no part of
May. R.I.P. Ralphie May. Ralphie May was literally one of the hardest comics to follow. He is correct. Ralphie May would do this thing. He found out he would find out where I was going, where I was touring, and if he knew where I was, he knew what morning radio I had to do the next day.
Right.
So he would call into morning radio shows that I was on, and all of a sudden I would hear the DJ go, Ralphie May's on the line. And I'd be like, I know what he's about to do. And Ralphie May would go on live radio and go, "Oh my God, people of Cincinnati, let me tell you what, Brad Williams is going to be slinging dick all over your city. Oh, hide your ladies. Guys, don't bring your ladies to this show. Just come, because Brad Williams got a big dick. He trips over that thing." Like he would call in, but he would always end it with, "Brad's really funny, go see him." And I would sell more tickets because he would do that. Wow. Because that was before I was really known.
Right.
So Ralphie, you never want to follow him, but also one of the nicest, best comedians. If you don't know, look his stuff up.
Yeah, he's
nowadays, man. Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Really hard to follow. Okay. Oh my God, so much energy. Bill Burr, Bert Kreischer, they're really great. Eliza Schlesinger, really great writer. There's a bunch of comedians, but that's when I want to go on. I want to go on after the person just leveled the room.
Right.
Because I want to know.
So you got to raise,
Let's go. Iron sharpens iron.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like, I want there to be a guest spot and a big name walks in the room and wrecks the room, and then I gotta go on.
You gotta follow
afterward.
that.
I love that. It's like, I'm sure you guys got up for playing, when it's the other big team in the league.
Absolutely.
Getting up for that.
Yes. Because we know everybody's watching.
Exactly. When Sunday Night Football, or when you were playing Monday Night Football.
Yep.
That's the game,
yes,
man.
Yes, because I know we have everybody's undivided attention.
Yeah.
Now I'm following somebody that just brought the house down.
Yeah.
I want them to say, "Hey, he was good."
Yeah.
But the guy that came on after him,
dude,
he killed it.
That's what I want. If I'm at the Comedy Store and Bill Burr goes on stage and wrecks the room, I want to go on right after that, because there will be some people in that audience that don't know who I am, that know who Bill Burr is. And Bill Burr did what Bill Burr was expected to do. But then this guy that they don't know came up and wrecked it after him.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
I want that smoke. Bring it.
You got an opportunity to meet Robin Williams, and he called you Prozac with a hate.
He did. It's the best compliment I've ever received in my life. I did a show in San Francisco, and he was in the audience of the show. I did not know he was in the audience of the show.
Really?
Thank God I did not know he was in the audience of that show because I would have been nervous as hell. And I got off stage. He burst in the green room. He goes, "Oh my God, Mr. Williams, you're like Prozac with a head." And I'm just like, "That's the nicest." When I die, Prozac with a head right there on the gravestone. That's fine. And so the part of the story that doesn't get told a lot is that he was doing a show at the same club the next night, and he invited me to the show. And this was at a theater called the Throckmorton Theater in Mill Valley, California. It's a small theater, like 200 seats. And he saved me seats. There's reserved two, and this is a small theater, and it's Robin Williams working out. People are looking at these reserve signs going, "Who's showing up?
Right.
Is this Matt Damon, Ben Affleck? Is this a president? What's happening?"
Yeah.
And then I walk up, they're like, "It's just a dwarf." But yeah, that was the best compliment I've ever received in my life. When you could, and I'm sure you've had this with players from the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
When they give you your props, that feels good because there's only a select number of people that truly know what you went through, what I go through as a comedian, and when those people give you the props, that means the world. And now, when you see a Travis Kelce, when you see a young or I mean, not
Bride and those guys,
but like when you see those
Jr.,
like the props from you means a lot to them.
Yeah,
that's got to be cool to know.
It is to see those guys and like, man, you paved the way for us. That does mean a lot for the guys because, like you said, for the most part, you've been retired 20 plus years, and these guys didn't actually. I mean, maybe some did, but they were really, really young when you played.
Yeah,
and for them to give you the respect, it does mean a lot.
That's gotta feel good.
It does. Have you ever been starstruck? Have you ever seen your comedians like you grew up? You're like,
yeah,
that's him.
Yeah. I mean, when I met Robin, that was like that. First time I met Burr, I didn't know what to say to him. Oh, the first words Bill Burr ever said to me. We were doing a show together.
Okay.
At there's a radio station out in L.A., K-Rock, and they used to do these comedy shows every year. There'd be big comedy shows, and I did a set in the middle, and I did at the end of my set, I brought on one of the female DJs and ended up giving her a lap dance, and the place went nuts. Her name is Lisa May. We talked about it before, so she'd be good with it. And then Burr did a set at the very end, and he came off in the. I love Bill Burr, and the first thing he walks to me and goes, "You should have headlined it," and he just walks off, and I'm like, like I was terrified. But yeah, dude, I'm starstruck all the time. You hang out in the Comedy Store. People. Okay, so one time I get off stage at the Comedy Store in the original room, and in the original room there's like 6 chairs in the back that are reserved for comics, and so no one ever sits there. And I'm walking to the back, and then I see someone in the chair, but the lights are in my eyes, I can't see, and I just see a fist raise up to give me a bump, and I'm like, all right, and I bump, and as I'm leaning in to give the bump, I go, "That's Quentin Tarantino." And I'm like, oh shit. And then Quentin came out, he followed me out into the parking lot, and we started talking, and more comics started talking, and we're just all in awe of Quentin Tarantino just telling us about movies and comedy and what he thinks. This job is nuts, man. I was sitting in the back one time, and Travis Kelce sits next to me, and I'm like, hey, now one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, but I'm also a Broncos fan.
Right.
So and he very, very nice, just looks at me and goes, "Travis." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Brad." He goes, "Yeah, I know who you are." I'm like, "That's cool." And I go, "Then you know I'm a Broncos fan?" He goes, "Yeah, nobody's perfect." I'm like, got me. Funny guy. Very
What's
nice
the craziest thing that ever happened to you at the show? I read it somewhere they yelled like, "Kill the dwarf."
Oh, that one. That was in Odessa, Texas. That was okay. I was in Odessa, Texas, and during the show, a guy is heckling, and I slam him a couple times, but eventually I gotta just kick him out because if
you're running for it, you're running for everybody else.
If you're just gonna keep yelling, there's nothing I can do. So we kick him out. I finish the show. When the show's done, I'm going out to my car, and we see headlights turn on in the parking lot, and it's a pickup truck. And this guy just leans out the pickup truck and yells out, "Kill the dwarf!" Now, this is why I tell people it is all about intent with what you say. When people say, should I say dwarf, little person, midget? I go, say what you want, but it's all about intent. Because at that moment, I wasn't like, oh, you said dwarf. Thank you very much.
Right.
The proper nomenclature. No, it was the kill the that got me scared.
Yeah, it would. I don't care what came after kill the.
Yeah, I don't care what you say after that. Kill the nice man. Am I the nice man? I don't want to be the nice man at that
Right.
point. So we hopped in the car. There's a comic out there. His name is Los Cody, and he was driving, and he did the old school move of doing some donuts where the dust kicked up, and then he shot off, and then the guy didn't know where we went. But yeah, that was scary. But that's gonna happen, man. You do this long enough, there's gonna be people that love you. There's gonna be amazing nights where people you admire tell you did good, and there's gonna be nights where people threaten your death. It's gonna be wild.
Is it a situation where like they take something that you say personally?
Definitely. There's been that a lot. Well, because when I'm on stage, I am not thinking, I am just thinking what's funny.
Right.
That is all I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about how is this going to affect this person personally? Is this going to ruin their night, ruin their date, ruin their marriage? I'm not thinking that. You yell out something to me, I'm just thinking, say something funny, shut them down.
Right.
And there have been people. There was so one time I was doing a show, and a guy's phone kept going off during the show, and it's a small club.
Yeah.
And front row, phone rings the first time. I say, "Hey man, just turn."
Tell them I'm busy.
Yeah, turn the phone off.
Yeah.
All good. Phone rings again. I'm like, are you deaf? Like, what's happening? Like, turn the damn phone off. Phone rings a third time. I pick up the phone because he's in the front row. I pick up the phone. I open it. I answer it, and I say, "Stop calling. You're cock blocking this guy. His date is gonna give up the ass tonight. She's gonna give up the ass, and you are cock blocking." And I shut the phone and I hand it back to and the woman who was with the guy looks at the phone and her face goes white, and I'm like, "What happened there?" And she goes, "That was my 10-year-old son who was calling," and I'm like, "Oh."
Okay.
So they started yelling at me, and I was going back at them. It was a scenario where it was really weird. At one point, he threatened to call Charlie Sheen. I'll never forget that. He was like, I know Charlie Sheen. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's live. It's live.
Right.
You never know what's gonna happen. There could be people you don't like. They take things personally. My thing with always going to a comedy show, do some research for the comedian that you're going to go see.
Right.
Don't be that person that shows up and then I say for the first time, and you're like, like don't know what you're seeing. And then, no, it's a comedy show. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And if we say a joke you don't like, literally the best thing you could do is not laugh at a joke.
Right.
Because then we'll go, oh shit, and we got to change that joke. But I don't get the people that yell out, make it about them. A lot of time it's dudes that maybe they're the funny guy.
Yeah.
And now I'm on stage being the funny guy. And now they're like, oh shit, I'm the funny guy. If he's being the funny guy, what am I? I'm having an identity crisis. And they'll yell some shit out. But yeah, there's been some crazy stuff after shows. It's just the nature of the business, man.
Did Bieber approach you after the show about a joke you told about him?
Yes, he did. I did a show at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, and Justin Bieber was there that night. And this is like peak Bieber.
Uh-oh.
This is back when he was dating Selena Gomez.
Okay.
And peak Bieber, and he's in the audience, and all the comics are like, are we going to make fun of Bieber? He's like a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And like, I go, I'm going to make fun of Bieber. I don't give a shit. So I go on stage, and I'm like, hey, everybody, Justin Bieber's here. That's great. Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez. It's so nice to have Hollywood's hottest lesbian couple here tonight.
Oh, my God.
And Bieber, to his credit, as a 19-year-old, called me up after my set, and we started talking. And really friendly guy. Just laughed. That's the thing. Sometimes You tell jokes to people. Sometimes you meet people. I don't know if you've had this. Like, it's kind of like what happened with Travis. I'm a Broncos fan. I want to hate Travis Kelce.
Right.
Great guy. Really
So
nice
nice you
guy.
can't hate him.
Really nice guy. I can't hate him. I remember one time I did a show and Ashley Simpson was in the audience, and this is right after her SNL lip sync thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I told some jokes about her on stage. And when I got off stage, she walked up. It's like, oh, that was so funny. That was great. And I'm like, you're the nicest. Damn, I wanted to.
I had more jokes, but I was.
Yeah, I wanted to not like you, but you're sweet as hell. And she was nice. Bieber was nice. I remember I told Bieber, I'm like, you just tweet that I'm funny, because like you got like 30 million followers on Twitter. I need this shit. And he's like, I don't have access to my Twitter. I'm like, of course you don't. You're 19. You have 30 million followers. I wouldn't give a 19-year-old access to 30 million people. But yeah, crazy stories, man.
You had 20 little people.
Oh, protest me.
Why? You should be the hero.
Livonia, Michigan, at Joey's Comedy Club. I get to the show and there's people, dwarves, outside the comedy club with the picket signs.
Really?
Well, they weren't picket signs; they were 3x5 cards. But they're out there.
Post-it notes.
Yeah, they're post-it notes, and they said they're like, we don't like you because you don't say the word, or because you say the word midget. And I'm like, and I invited them to come see the show. I go, watch the show. I don't know what you've heard.
Right.
Watch the show.
Right.
See what I do, and then let me know. And some of them came and watched the show, and when the show was done, they were like, yeah, okay. I see what you're doing now.
Right.
And it's like, yes, I would say that word, but I'm also saying a lot, and I'm trying to represent us in a good way. But yeah, being protested by your own people, that was weird. Yeah, I've had some. It's weird you're going through all this. I'm like, man, 22 years, I've done some shit.
Is there a certain group of people that you cannot make fun of, that no matter what, no matter how funny the story is?
Oh, man. No. I would say no. I would say, because every time we think we know where the line is, you get a guy like Chappelle, you get a guy like Anthony Jeselnik, you get a guy or Shane Gillis, my God. Whitney Cummings, like, there's so many comedians that when they know where the line is, they will go over that line.
They go crossing it.
And
they're not looking over it, they're stepping over it.
Yeah. And I always tell people there is absolutely nothing that you cannot joke about on stage. There are certainly topics that can be harder to make fun of. You know, there are certain words where if people hear a word, they will instantly shut off. But I never want to tell a comic, no. I never, like, that's our job.
Right.
Our job is to figure it out. And when someone gets one of those topics, and man, I remember Whitney Cummings told a joke. I'll never forget this joke. I love this joke so much. She said, I feel like I'm becoming attracted to my abortion doctor because I really feel like he brings out my inner child. And that is savage. That is ridiculous.
Yes.
And that's a topic where I'm like, that's a topic where a lot of people are really sensitive
They
to
don't
that
want to-
topic.
no,
They don't want to hear about it,
right.
but holy shit, is that funny.
Right.
So, and that goes back to what I said earlier, where I will always defend the attempt. If the attempt is to be funny and the attempt is to entertain, go at it, man. Have a good time.
Is there a little person joke that would offend you?
Arius Spears had a couple. I love Aries. No, because it's just like I said, is the attempt there?
Right.
Ralphie May.
Yes.
Oh, he had midget joke. First time I ever met Ralphie, he's like, "How are you talking to me and you're not holding a battle axe?" I was like, "God damn, God damn, Ralphie." So there's certain jokes, but it's like I said, as long as it is a joke, as long as it is, I am trying to entertain, I will defend you.
Wow.
So like, because there's been a lot of dwarf jokes that people have told, and some whatever have they crossed the line according to who, but yeah, I will always defend the attempt, man.
But they don't tell little people jokes like they once did. There used to be a time.
It was worse.
Yeah.
It was worse. I came up in that time, so I've seen a lot of those jokes, and also I just want to see like to me, I don't get offended at a clever joke.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a simple,
Right.
like basic thing that's
You
been
didn't put
said
too
a
much
million
time in.
times.
Yeah.
All right, you said dwarves and Lucky Charms. Okay,
Right.
I've heard that shit. But if you have a really original take, and it's really like Dave Attell tells some amazing dwarf jokes. So like, yeah, as long as it's original and the intent is good, I'm all for it, man.
You said that little people should get February instead of Black as a month because
Yeah,
it's the
we're in
shortest-
February. Let's go.
Yeah, it's about to be over.
Yeah, because we should have February. I'm sorry to black people. We should have February. It's the shortest month of the year. All right, because we have October. Why? That's Dwarfism Awareness Month. October. Halloween is that month. It's like we're in costumes. It's bullshit. And also, let's give y'all a month with all the days, not February 28.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it would be. Whenever because the All-Star game's in February.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be the best month for black people officially. I don't know.
June. Yeah, we got Juneteenth.
Oh, okay, Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Done.
instead of a day, we get a month.
Yes. Give you all a month.
We only got 30. We need like 30, at least 31 days. So we got to get a month with 31 days.
And June is great too because it's the summer. That's when it's best to have cookouts.
Yes. So we get 30. We got 30. June has 30 days. Okay. Yeah, it's better than 28.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, all right.
It's official now.
Shannon Sharp, as the official spokesman for all black people, has said that they're moving the month to June. Dwarves are getting February. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Shannon.
Anything for you.
Glad to have the approval.
I read that you helped raise money for a little boy who was contemplating suicide after facing bullying for being a little person.
I did.
Does that because
Quentin Bales.
It's something that you can relate to because you went through the same thing.
1,000%.
So now you have empathy for that person because now empathy is that you see your person, you divorce your ego, and you can see yourself as somebody else.
1,000%.
You had experienced it, so
I did.
You knew firsthand.
Yeah, Quentin Bales, man. This kid in Australia, and his mom posted a video of him after Quentin got bullied, and he's crying. And he's saying that he doesn't want to live anymore. He doesn't want to exist anymore. And his mom's like, you see what they're doing to my kid. And I go, hold the on. Like, So I started GoFundMe and say, I just want to bring this kid to Disneyland. Let's bring him to the happiest place on earth. Let's have him let's have him have a day. Mm-hmm. And the video went viral. The GoFundMe went viral. That was weird. Because I had Hugh Jackman. I had Wolverine tweeting about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. So like, and we talked to Quentin and his family, and here's how cool this kid is. Here's how cool this kid is and his family. They're like, nah, man, thank you for doing that. We want the money to go to charity, and we split over about $500,000 up between a bunch of anti-bullying charities and anti-suicide charities, and that's how cool that kid is, man. And then he got some roles in like a TV show, or like he's in like one of the Game of Thrones series, like as an extra. He's doing great. But also, here's another thing that lesson taught me, because when I started the GoFundMe, someone found a picture of like Quentin wearing a shirt that said Gucci on it. He's like, see, he's rich. Don't raise money for that. There were people trying to say that I was trying to raise money and like take it for myself. And it's like GoFundMe has very strict rules where you literally have to use the money for what the GoFundMe is for.
Yep.
But that was also another lesson, how fast lies and fake news can be spread.
Yep.
And that was really like an eye-opener, like, oh, like, I still want to do good things for good people, and I want to do nice things. It's rough when shit gets out there, because then people can take it. I had podcasts calling for, like, I got death threats.
Yeah. And now with AI.
Oh, my God. So, like, it sucks that some people are trying to use a story like that, or God knows how many examples, to further their own social media career.
Yes.
Where it's like, dude, I'm just trying to raise money for a kid who was crying into a phone saying, I want to kill myself.
Right.
That's all I was trying to do, and I'm trying to give him a good experience. And then you're finding a way to turn that into a negative and try to boost Europe. You, man. So now I'm trying to do, when I do good in the shadows, man.
Right. Yes. That's the best way to do it.
It sucks because, like, I wish I could be out there and like, hey, but then at the same time, it's like then shit gets turned around. So the good I do now is in my community. If we did something else, because I told you earlier, I hate getting picked up. It's the worst thing. So people always ask me after every show if they can pick me up. I hate it. But
no.
Yeah, no. The answer is no. I'm 42 years old. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm not the Lion King. I'm not I'm not that. But there was one time where I said, okay, if you want to pick me up, if you donate $500 to one of these military charities, sure. And we'll call it Lift Brad, Lift Soldiers. And some people did it. And we raised a lot of money, and it was very cool. So, like, I'll find ways, but I did not expect when you're doing nice things for people, for a lot of strangers to try.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, so that's a very weird thing that I've discovered.
When you see other little people in public, is it
There's a nod. There's a nod.
Like, what up?
Yeah, what up?
Do most little people recognize you?
Yeah, and that's really cool. That's really cool. Like I said, my opening acts, both of them are both black, and it's always amazing to me when they'll be in the South or they'll see another black person out, and they'll immediately have a bond and immediately have a kinship.
Yeah,
and that's a lot what it's like when I see another dwarf. Like, there's an immediate like, all right, bro.
Yeah,
you get it, I get it. This is cool, and I love doing that because it's gone to a point now where we talked about. I got protested at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks, but now word's gotten out. People are more familiar with what I do, and now when I go to these little people conventions, I get a lot of love. Yeah, I still go, not to get laid, obviously. I'm married, but like now my daughter is 6, and I want her to like go and see that there's other little people out there.
Right.
And so I'm taking her.
Did you go as a child, or this was okay?
Yeah. So now I'm taking her. It's like this. It's like a cycle, man. And now she gets to be introduced. Like the last one I went to, I was sitting there with me and an ex-girlfriend and another friend. Yeah, and all our kids are playing together, and we're just looking like, look at this.
Do you have to be a little person to go?
No.
Do big people show up?
Yeah. We don't like them. There's like that thing. It's like you must be this tall to ride. Yeah, you're a little over that. You're like, nah. Well, because unfortunately, there's some people that go. A lot of dudes go that like try to sexualize the women and like go pick up a dwarf women because I don't know, they want their dick to look big for once. So they try to go, but like we're very defensive and we're very like protective, so it doesn't happen. But if like I brought the comedian Jim Jeffries. I brought him to the convention one time because I wanted him to see it, and he had a really cool experience. So yeah, everyone's welcome.
Do dwarf women like average normal size man or
yeah?
What do you think? It's 60-40, 70-30, 50-50?
I don't know, man. Well, because here's the thing, is that for me, whenever I would date a tall woman, people would say like, "Oh, does she have a fetish?" And I'll be like,
"Damn, you a fetish?"
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm a fetish. I don't think when I'm having an orgasm, I'm being exploited. Like, like, I'm not that. I don't care. But for women, it's a different thing. And for women with dwarf women with a larger guy, they oftentimes have to think like, all right, why does he like me? Does he like me just because I'm a dwarf, or are we actually having a relationship?
He might be really.
Yeah. So I think I think I'm not going to speak for all dwarf women, but in general, I think they prefer dwarf men. But they also want to get some light bulbs changed, so they might date an average size guy. And hey, man, love is love. You find who you find. Trust me when I say this. My wife did not. She wasn't a little girl going, one day I'll marry a dwarf.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she didn't watch Snow White. Like, I'm gonna one of those one day. Like that wasn't her plan.
Right.
But then we met and it worked out. And you love who you love, man.
You when people see you in first class, I mean, I probably if kids saw you like, how is this kid sitting up here by himself?
Dude, adults hate it. Adults hate it when I'm in first class.
Yeah, they're like, you don't need all that leg room.
Yes. Because you're what? 6 what?
6'2".
6'2".
See, I can't sit in bulkhead because I need to extend my legs.
Exactly.
So you can sit anywhere.
Anywhere, dude. I'm friends with a couple of pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
The Big Show and this other guy named Lance Archer, and Big Show's like 7 feet.
Yeah.
He
lost a lot of weight though, but he's still a tall man.
big guy.
Yeah.
Lance Archer's like 6'8", 6'9", and like I always send photos of them of me in a coach seat, my legs just out, and I'm just like, ha ha. No, dude, like so. Then when I get first class, when I get bumped up, people are just walking by like, like that's wasted on you. Because I can get up, I can run laps, Shannon. It's fine. I got duplex.
When you finally made it and you got a nice little sum of money,
Yeah.
What did you always, when you were a kid, it's like, man, if I ever come into some money, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I want to buy.
Do you want to know something?
Yeah.
All right. This is why it's so cool. It is so hard not to fanboy out. Okay.
Okay.
When I got the Netflix special, The Degenerates, I bought with the Netflix money. I bought a helmet, a Broncos helmet signed by Terrell, John, and Vaughn, the 3 Super Bowl MVPs.
Okay.
And I also have a helmet that is signed by you, and all it's you, Terrell, John, a couple others, but yeah, like so. I like Broncos memorabilia. That's what I spend my money on.
You don't like you like cars? Are you a car guy? You
Not
like
a car
classic?
guy. Not a car guy. I'm a booze guy. I got some good whiskeys.
You're a whiskey guy.
I got some really good whiskeys. But
McCallum.
Dude, I got Macallan. I got a couple Pappy Van Winkles.
Oh, Pappy.
Oh yeah. I like that good shit.
You had to wait for those.
Yeah.
You can't just walk in to get Pappy.
Mm-hmm. So, and that, I don't drink a lot, so that lasts me a long time. But I tell you what I'm going to add to my collection is this shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I appreciate that.
Dude, because I, like I said, I never tried cognac before. Cause
we got the best tasting, smoothest cognac. No artificial colors or...
Dude, and these glasses are so... These are sexy glasses.
Yes, yes.
You get to do this. It's not like, they're not pretentious. That, and they look like wine glasses on me. It's fun. These are sexy glasses, Shannon.
So when you go to the store, let's just say you go to the store, a grocery store.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to like can you go to the grocery store by yourself, or do your wife go with you? And
oh yeah, no, she does the shopping. Trust me, if I'm going to the grocery store, I'm FaceTiming her the whole time. Is this the thing that you wanted me to get? Yeah, I'm that. But like, I go to the grocery store, but I hate asking for help, Shannon.
Do you?
I hate it.
Why do men hate asking for help, asking for directions? Excuse me, hey, bro, where is such and such at?
Yeah, directions I'm fine, but like if I see something on the top shelf, I'll just stare at it and be like, all right, and I'll go find an orange, and I'll like huck it up there. I'll grab an apple and just huck it up there. I'll knock the thing down, and then I'll.
But
catch it.
that's what they're for, is to help you.
I know, dude. Dude, it happened today. I flew today. I'm getting on my flight, and I feel the eyes on me, Shannon. I'm boarding that plane. I'm walking down that middle aisle. I got my rolly bag. Everyone's looking at me. They're all thinking the same thing. They're all just thinking, how is he going to get that?
Who's going to help?
How is he going to get that up there? And I don't allow the help. I just get up,
stand on the seat,
throw down both armrests, get on that thing, reach down in one motion, just like get up there.
How you going to get it?
I get up there again. I climb up there.
It better not slide to the back.
No. Dude, I get up there and everyone's just staring at me like that's inspirational. It's very strange.
I just want you to know, if I ever see you on the plane, I'm going to push it all the way to the back.
Please do. Please do. Dude, I got dads looking at their sons like, son, that is his version of American Ninja Warrior. Like, they are just going. I don't mind it, man. It's fun.
Compared to like when you were a kid, let's just say when you was 13, 14, what is the difference in your size then and what your size is
Same.
now? Really?
Yeah, 13, I was there. I was here.
So you've been the same size.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
30
yeah,
years.
yeah. My ass got a little wider, that's for sure. But that's about it.
Right.
All right, bro. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, like I said, lifelong diehard Broncos fan.
Yes.
How happy are you to see the team back to where it is right now?
I'm ecstatic. I
Yeah,
hate that
man.
Bo got hurt because I think if Bo was healthy,
we
they
could've
would go
beaten
to
the
the Super Bowl. Now, I
Patriots,
don't know how that would have turned out with the
you.
Seahawks because Seahawks were a dominant team, especially the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. They looked like the
They're
best
great.
team in the NFL.
Yeah.
But it's always good, like teams that you actually played for. And I spent 12 of my 14 years at Denver. And to see them after where they were for such a long time, it's like they won that Super Bowl and then they stepped off a cliff.
Yeah,
They're like, and it's hard.
And
it's
then we
hard.
were throwing out Paxton Lynch's.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I'm not trying to talk shit, but hey, not the same.
Yeah,
so
it's not. It's not. It was great to see them. Like I think they got something. I think they can build on what they did. Back-to-back playoff seasons, and we hadn't had that in a long
time. Now, did you? Because I've seen, I'm friends with a few Broncos, or ex-Broncos. Like I'm really good friends with Derek Wolfe.
Okay, I just saw Wolfie. I was out there for the Buffalo game.
Dude,
Wolfie,
he's the best, and he still lives in Denver.
Yeah, in Cherry Creek,
It's nice to see
Cherry Hills.
that the team that I support, you see the players go back.
Oh yeah.
Stay in the community. Fans support it.
Yeah,
I will ask you this question: when you're watching, people that haven't played the game, talk about what needs to be done in the game, how angry do you get?
You know what? I don't get as angry as I once did because they're entitled to their opinion.
Sure.
What rubs me sometimes the wrong way is that they feel they know more than what I know. Like when I watch a game, you're probably watching a game as a fan. You're like, oh yeah, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at, okay, they were in an over front, they were in an under front. They played this coverage. The offensive sort of should have done this. They're in a 3-by-1, they're in a 2-by-2. So I'm looking at to analyze it.
Yeah.
So I don't care that they scored. I'm trying to figure out how they scored and then why they scored.
Got it. Who is a non-player who you're like, if you say something, I respect?
A non-player.
Non-player. Like, do you look at like Amina Kimes?
She definitely knows what she's talking about.
Oh,
she
good.
studied a lot of tape.
Good.
She studied. I mean, she just like
Good. I love it.
But yeah, she knows. She knows coverages.
Yeah.
She knows with the vulnerability and the defense. No, she does an unbelievable job.
Good.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why you can value people's opinion that don't, because there are some people that play the game and they still don't understand the game. So
all right, I won't ask you to name names, but are there those analysts out there, former players?
Yeah,
and then they
listen to nothing they say.
and then they talk about the game. You're like, you played that game, and yet you don't know. And have you told this to Jonathan Vilma's face?
Well, I don't get a chance. Because I don't watch with sound.
Oh, okay.
When I watch a game, I don't listen to sound.
Really?
No, because
Okay.
I don't want somebody to influence what I might say. So I'm looking at it. It's no sound. Most of the time, 90% of the time, I watch TV with no sound.
Really? You're watching full football games now?
Basketball. The only thing I watch with sound is track and field.
Wow.
Because they're trying to tell you what you should think.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me what I should think. I played the game, so I know what I'm looking for. I know when someone was playing this coverage, they're in quarters coverage, they're in cover 6, they're in cover 5, they're in cover 2, they're in quarters.
I'm amazed, man. When you hear people that know the game dissect a play, I'm just like, oh, I just thought that was a run to the right. Then people go like, nah, this is what was supposed to happen. This is what the quarterback almost out of. This is what the defense did to counter that. This is what the blocker pulled to do this. On routes, the receiver was supposed to do this.
There's so much going on.
Saw a coverage, did this instead.
We slid the line. It was a
Unreal.
rip protection, which means they're supposed to go right. We changed it to a lid, so now we're going left. So instead of bringing 2 to make somebody hot, it only takes 1 because we got the line going the other way. Now, if we got the back going, the line's going to the left, the back's going to the right. It's going to take 2 because the back can pick up 1. The other guy, we can't do that.
See. I love football. I love people that know their shit and you know football. Like, and the same way, like I imagine you watching football the same way I watch a comedian set.
Absolutely.
I'm not like ha laughing. I'll be like, oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, he set that up.
Okay.
Oh, you said, man, you know what?
Thought you
That
were
probably
gonna
would have
zig,
been
you
that would have
zagged.
been a little better if you didn't take as long to get to
Oh,
it.
I do that all the time. I break down people's shit all the time. Like, yeah, the joke's good, but it would have been better if you did this. So because did you plan on anything after football, or were you just looking at football?
I had a radio show. I did a radio show from like my fourth year all the way through. I didn't have it when I went to Baltimore. So from 93 to 99. And then when I came back in 02 and 03, I had it again. And so, but everybody used to always ask me, man, you're going to do TV. You're really, really good at this. And I would go to the local television station and I would do the local sports.
Yeah.
I would go to Channel 4 and do the local sports.
Yeah.
So, but I've always had the personality. I was always very candid. I tried to be as honest as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And I think they really appreciated that.
Now, there's athletes and there's athletes. How old are you?
I'll be 58 in June.
Okay. Like, and you look the way you look now. Who was a guy in the league where you're like, God, like that guy?
Oh man, I played against Javon Curse. You remember Javon Curse?
Yeah.
Played the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
He was like
That's
an African god. We had some guys that had probably. I played with a guy named Ray Jacobs. He's probably 250 and probably had like 5% body fat.
Jesus. You guys, because like the Broncos will give me field passes now.
Yeah.
And I go down to the field and I'm like,
you get field passes? I don't even get field passes. I just kidding.
You got your name in the ring.
I was just kidding.
You're going.
No. The Walton family, the Walton Panthers, they do great.
Good. Dude, Broncos give me field passes, and when I get down to the field and you see the size of you motherfuckers, 6'7", 6'8", and guys that can move.
Like when
DJ Jones is fast.
Are you on the field like during the game?
Not during the game.
See, you need to be down there during the game, so you can feel and hear those collisions. So when somebody's coming across and you can just feel it.
Yeah. That's
you got to be down there for a couple. Just say, look, I want to be down here for one offensive series for the Broncos and one offensive series for the other team.
Yeah.
So you get a real sense of
because like I see, and when I see those guys, I'm like, if that guy's running at me, I'm not lowering my head.
got to.
I'm getting down. Like that's it. It's just madness. Like I watched the episode where you had John on here.
Yes.
I loved it, man. For two reasons. One, you could tell you guys genuinely care for each other, love each other, and that made me really happy. Because you want to think that you're...
Yeah, we were really close as a team. Yeah. Those Super Bowl teams, that's as close. But you have to be close. We did things. We went bowling together. We went to movies together. We did a lot. I mean, we would stay after practice and roll dice. We get there at 9. We get there at 8 o'clock, and sometimes we didn't leave until 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
I've heard the stories that during the Super Bowl 50 team, like Von Miller's house yes. was the club
yes.
that everyone would go to.
Yep.
I don't know where you call home, but like, would you partake in those as well?
No. Vaughn was way after me.
Yeah. You weren't on the team.
But no, we would go to guys' house and roll dice, shoot pool, do things like that.
Love that, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were close. Hold on, what's this incident? But you almost trampled by a crowd following iShow.
Wait, what?
You almost trampled?
Yeah, but
following iShowSpeed.
Oh, who told you that? What research? That's amazing. Okay. iShowSpeed. I'm 42.
Yeah.
I'm not into the YouTubers.
Yeah.
But iShowSpeed is really popular.
He's huge.
He's massive. And I was in New Zealand doing a show.
So you were over there at the time?
Yeah. I was in New Zealand at the same time as, and I'm just walking the streets of Auckland, and iShowSpeed says, "Hey, I'm here. I'm doing something." And like his fans, like it's instant. There is no delay. He just says, "I'm here," and it's right there. And people were running down the street. He was in this van, and people were running down the street, and I literally had to dive into a restaurant because I'm like, you saw a wall of people,
Wave of people just
like
coming.
that scene from Game of Thrones where Jon Snow is like with the sword, just seeing the people running at him. Like I saw the people and I was like, oh shit. So I just dove into there. But that's when I was like, oh, these YouTubers got some fans, and respect to iShowSpeed, because and I'm a wrestling fan. That guy took a spear from Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah. He got sawed in half.
Bro. Well done. Respect iShowSpeed. Respect.
Fear of little people. How do you say that? Achondrophobia?
Yeah, achondrophobia. That is a fear of little people, and that is real, man.
Yeah.
It's always wild when I meet people that have this fear, because it's like, I'm a human being.
Right. I ain't a snake. I'm not an insect.
Yeah,
I'm
not poisonous. But props to the people. I've had this happen a lot, where people come to my show and they have the fear, but they're trying to conquer it. So they're like, I'm gonna go watch a Brad Williams show, and they meet me in the meet and greet. But the funniest one, this is an all timer. You know where I'm going with this. I was doing a show, and on the show was me and a bunch of comics. This was the same show that Bill Burr came up to me and said, you should have headlined it.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing a show with Bob Saget was also on that lineup.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. Bob Saget. And I had never met Bob before.
Mm-hmm.
Bob comes into my dressing room before this show and goes, hey, Brad, you have to meet John Stamos. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would love to meet him. Let's go. And like I said, never met Bob before until that day. And we go into, and now I go, why do I have to meet John Stamos? And Bob looks at me and goes, because John is deathly afraid of little people. And I'm like, okay. So we go to the dressing room. We go to Bob's dressing room. He opens the door. I see John Stamos. I run right up to John. I don't wait. I just run up to him. I grab his leg and I start humping his leg. I am getting his knee pregnant, Shannon. And I'm just going at his leg. And John, I'm sorry. I mean, I've said it before. I'll put it out there. John, you scream like a okay, like he squealed.
He was screaming,
squealing, and then he's like kicking his leg, trying to get me off. And Saget is just laughing his ass off, and John is deathly afraid of little people. Now, to his credit,
right?
Fast forward a couple years after that. This is a story that people don't know. Fast forward a couple years after that, I'm at Bob Saget. He did, and his family still does, a big charity. It's for Scleroderma Foundation. They do a big charity comedy show, and a lot of big names come out for this. And I'm at a table, and John sees me at the table, runs up to me, grabs my hand, and goes, "Come with me." And I'm like, "All right." And he walks me up to Jimmy Kimmel's table.
Right.
Jimmy Kimmel is talking with Don Rickles, and he looks at Jimmy and goes, "Jimmy, look, see, I'm fine now. I'm good."
You're cured.
Yes. So John is doing very well now. I don't know if it's just me or if it's all little people that he's good with, but props to him. But yeah, for a while he was deathly afraid of little people.
You do some acting. Is there a role? Is there a role that you wouldn't do, Brad?
Oh, is there a role I wouldn't do? Wow.
You probably don't want to dress up in no costume. You want to show your skills.
I do. I have dressed up in a costume. It's funny because like I've done stuff that's like, but like I always did stuff that where the intent was always humor. But like as a dwarf actor,
kind of limited, huh?
You gotta do the shit where you're like, all right, I'm in a movie called Hercules Saves Christmas, and Hercules is not the hero; it's a pit bull. Like I'm in a movie called that, so it's like you get work where you can get it.
Right.
But now, thankfully, because stand-up is going well and stand-up is really successful, I can be a little more selective. So recently I was in the film Spinal Tap 2. That was awesome. I got to do that with Wee Man, and that was great. And I got to do a scene with Elton John. Sir Elton John. And we're doing a live performance scene. So there's an audience. And the audience sees Elton John. They're all going crazy. They're all extras, but they're all being very nice to him. And Sir Elton waves at him. And then Wee Man is actually in the scene with me. And someone yells out Wee Man, and he waves, and they're all going up. And then one guy yells out, "Brad Williams, we love you." And then they all start like they all start clapping. And Elton John, I have not talked to him. He looks at me and goes, "Who the f*** are you?" It's like, okay. I'm an actor. Hi, Elton. I'm Brad. Nice to meet you. But yeah, so I don't know if there's roles I wouldn't play. Like, you know what? There's a lot of roles I wouldn't play. I just have to look at the script, see it. I tell you what I would have played.
What?
I would have played a dwarf in the live-action Snow White movie, but then they took out the dwarves. Thanks, Dinklage.
Yeah, because
Are you watching? Are you watching, Dinklage? Do you know that you took work away from me and my 6-year-old dwarf daughter? You took money and food out of my 6-year-old daughter's mouth. Thanks, Dink. All right, sorry. That's the yak talking.
Did you really get upset?
Yeah, legit upset because now I don't know if he did it on purpose, but Dinklage was on a podcast. He was on WTF with Mark Maron, and he had mentioned that he's like, "Oh, are we doing the Snow White thing? Are we still doing the Snow White thing with the dwarfs?" And then Disney, like, they were gonna hire a bunch of
and you like,
actors. I'm down, I'm game, let's go. It's Snow White and the 7 dwarves. It's literally the part I was made to play, and they canceled that, and then they announced they were going to do Snow White and the 7 magical beings, and then they released a photo of the 7 magical beings, and it was like, you can pull up the photo somewhere and put it on the podcast, but like, if you look up Snow White and the 7 magical beings, it looks like a hacky sack circle at Berkeley. Like, it's just a bunch of everything, including one little person. And then there was outrage about that. So now they landed on, we're gonna do Snow White and the 7 dwarves. They're gonna be dwarves, but they're gonna be CGI. I was mad. I'm still mad. So.
Probably if you'd had to roll on Game of Thrones for like all the things, you probably wouldn't have wanted to do that.
Yeah, if I had some Game of Thrones, if I had Game of Thrones money, Dink, then maybe I would be, talking out about these roles too. But I don't. So when that happened, yeah, I was mad. And if I ever meet Peter Dinklage, despite what I've just done, I have a lot of respect for the man.
Right.
But I would love to have that conversation with him and see what he truly thinks about that, and if it got blown out of proportion, and if he truly doesn't want dwarves to play those roles. Because I know for a fact, and this is something like Dinklage, he made this decision, and I respect him for it. He didn't want to take roles that were making fun.
Mm-hmm.
And when he hosted Saturday Night Live, I know some comedians that are on Saturday Night Live, and I know them. They were there when Dinklage hosted, and he came into the writer's room and he said, there will be no dwarf jokes this week. None. He put the kibosh on all the dwarf jokes. So they had to rewrite a bunch of shit.
Right.
But at the same time, Dinklage is... So I respect his opinion for that. But then at the same time, Dinklage is in a movie called Tiptoes. Are you familiar with the movie Tiptoes, Shannon?
I'm not.
Okay. Tiptoes is a movie. It stars people that you might know. Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale.
Wow.
And in the role of a lifetime, and they say this in the preview, it sounds like an SNL skit. In the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman plays a dwarf in this movie.
Why not get a real dwarf to play?
Mm-hmm. So Gary Oldman plays dwarf in this movie. Now you think, okay, so maybe they like CGI'd it, right?
Right.
Nope. Gary Oldman is on his knees, got the shoes, he's behind like bars. They're trying to hide his height, and they tie his arms back so his arms will be smaller. And this is what they get to play little people. And Peter Dinklage is also in that movie. Tiptoes is the most offensive movie to little people ever made. It's streaming on Amazon Prime. I highly advise everyone go watch it. And just know that when Peter Dinklage says you shouldn't do this to little people because it's offensive, that he is in that movie. So that is all I will say about that.
Let's get to the better part of your life. The last.
Oh, the yak is going. I'm talking shit about Dinklage.
You are.
Let's go.
I thought you weren't going to talk about anybody.
Oh, I
wasn't.
I wasn't. But then this shit is smooth.
So, your wife. You met your wife on a dating app.
Yep.
So when you put in there, Brad Williams,
Yep.
3 foot,
4'4".
4'4".
I will fight for every one of those inches, Shannon.
Okay, Brad Williams, 4'4".
Yeah, buddy.
Caucasian male.
Yeah.
Dropped out of USC. I'm a part-time comedian. So
Yeah.
what's your profile?
Oh, dude, my profile. It was a joke profile because, to be honest, and this is real, I made that profile because I had said that I was on a radio show in San Francisco. This is the best part about being on this radio show. I had moved to San Francisco. I didn't know anybody in San Francisco. So to help me meet people in San Francisco and make friends, we played a game on the radio show. Uh-oh. We called the game Tinder or Grindr, where every day I would flip a coin. And based on what it landed on, I had to go on either a Tinder date or a Grindr date that night. And for those of you who don't know, Grindr is a gay Tinder.
Yeah.
And Brad, you're not gay. You're right. But I am what you call a go-getter. So I actually did go on one gay date with a man, and I told him it's a radio bit. I'm not gay. You don't have to go on a date with me. But I matched with a very large, redheaded, bearded man who told me to call him Ginger Bear. And I said, fine, Ginger Bear, tonight you're with Gummy Bear. Let's go. And we went on a date. It was fine. He was great. He was a nice guy. And then we did Tinder or Grindr the next day, flipped the coin, lands on Tinder. And then I matched with a 5'7" Taekwondo instructor, beautiful Chinese woman, and we've been married 8 years, and we got a 6-year-old together.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was all.
Did you ever think you'd have to go? Did you ever think you would go on a dating app?
No, because I was a comedian.
Yes, because you were making fun of those people that do go on dating apps.
Make them laugh, make them breakfast. I come off stage and there would be people that were very friendly to me, and that's what I thought. I just thought I'm going to be this single guy, and that's great. And then I went on a date with this woman where we were not supposed to. This was a bit for the radio show. This isn't serious. And then I sit down, and literally within 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm in trouble.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was like, oh, she's obviously beautiful. She's smart. And she's going back and forth with me. Like, I can't. Normally, I make a joke, and, oh, too much. She's firing right back at me. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. I'm in trouble. And I knew I was in trouble. And it's funny because after a while, she lives in San Francisco. After about when I got fired from the radio show, I told her, I'm like, hey, I'm fired from the radio show. I'm going to move back to LA. I don't really want to do long distance, so I think we should end it. And she looked at me and went, nah.
You didn't want to end it. You played a...
Yeah. I thought it was going to go, like, I can't do long distance. And then I said we're going to have to break up. And she just said, no, we're not breaking up.
Wow.
And this is how I knew it was going to work, because I said, okay.
So you did this for a radio bit.
Yeah.
Was she the first person that you actually went on a date with on Tinder?
Ginger Bear was.
No, I'm saying, but on Tinder.
Yeah. Oh, I've been on one Tinder date before. I didn't want to do it again because the woman had she invited me to her house, and I was like, ooh, okay, this is gonna go well. And then I went to her house, and then she's like, do you want to see my bedroom? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to see your bedroom. And then we went to the bedroom, and there were reptiles all over the bedroom, like
live, real
live snakes, lizards, the whole thing. I'm like, okay. I don't know. Maybe you like an audience, Shannon.
No.
I don't like. I don't like an audience, and I certainly don't like an audience of reptiles looking at me.
No.
So yeah, that was the last Tinder date I had gone on before that. But yeah, and that's why I tell people sometimes you meet someone and you just know.
You know.
And she wasn't looking for anything serious. I wasn't looking for anything serious, and that's how we know that we work, because we both weren't trying to fall in love, and we met each other and we're like, damn, okay, this is it.
Where did you take on the first date?
First date, we went to a coffee shop because we wanted to make sure, this was very light. We just wanted to make sure that we're not, okay, you are who you are in the profile. Because, sometimes dating profiles get weird.
Yeah. You're not this tall. You're not this, yeah.
You don't look like that.
They're sending their representative.
Yes. So we want to make sure that we were good, and we had coffee, and literally within the first 15 minutes. I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. But then we started. I went to took her to the next. You know what? I'm just realizing this right now. Our second date was going to watch the movie Spinal Tap in the park in San Francisco. It was like an outdoor movie, and now I'm in Spinal Tap 2. That's wild. And then the third date was a tiki bar, and that's where the deal was closed. And I had to go on the radio the next day, and they knew, all the guys on the radio knew something happened because I was in the same clothes that I was in the day before.
Damn! You didn't take a change of clothes with you?
I didn't think it was gonna happen, Shannon. I don't have high self-esteem, but it did.
You wore down.
Yeah.
After 3 days, you wore down.
Three dates, man. And dude, best thing that ever happened to me. That woman runs the company. There's a Shortcomings Comedy LLC,
right?
And she runs that company. I am the joke teller. I am the performer.
Mm-hmm.
I am the dancing monkey. She is the one that runs everything. And man, I can't do this shit without her.
Is she the first lady that you dated that was taller than you?
No.
You like women taller than you?
I do. It's a status thing. It's like that's how funny I am. Look at that. It's good. No, but I'm her first dwarf. She didn't like have, we didn't bang the first time and she took out an axe like, all right, another notch on the belt.
Right.
Like, no, she doesn't collect us,
Right.
So
has she dated a little person before?
Nope. I was the first one.
Wow.
So
you feeling good about you? It's like, oh yeah, see?
Dude, I once met one of her ex-boyfriends. He's when I say pro wrestler, it's like not WWE, not AEW, like indie wrestler.
Right.
Jacked though, like large guy, and I'm looking at her like, you do not have a type.
Yeah.
Like, you can't put you can't say that this is like they're like, same as okay, But I'm a very lucky man.
Right. When you went out in public for the first time,
with my wife,
with your wife,
yeah,
you was like, okay, because because at this point in time you're starting to be Brad Williams. People starting to know who you are. So when you go places, there is no anonymity anymore.
Yeah.
They know who you are. They're like,
yeah,
oh, Brad.
I can't throw on a hat and glasses and be like, no one knows who I am. They know. They know. But that was something that she had to learn. And we kind of learned it together.
Right.
Because she was with me when I was just doing morning radio and I wasn't like popular.
Yeah.
So we saw together the career grow. So we had to kind of figure it out. But she's very, like, I've been stared at my whole life. I go around, I walk around, I get stared at. Okay, whatever. This was new to her.
Right.
So she had to be like, that just stared at you. And I'm like, hold on. Because also, she's a 4th Dan black belt. So if she fights, it's not going to go well for the other person.
Right.
So I'm like I'm not trying to get sued. So there were times where there had to be an adjustment where she had to understand, like, people are going to look at us.
Right.
Let's give them something to stare at, baby.
You mentioned your wife is of Asian descent.
Yep.
Is that the first interracial person that you dated?
No.
Okay, well, damn.
Oh, yeah. I had a black girlfriend.
Damn.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, Baskin Robbins dating type.
Yeah. I had a black girlfriend before. I had a Mexican girlfriend before. A couple of white girlfriends. A lot of little people. So yeah. No, I don't have a type either. Shortest woman I ever dated was 3'7", and the tallest woman I ever dated was 6'2".
What?
Yeah.
So
funny goes a long way.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do little women get upset when they see dwarf men dating?
Yes.
They do?
Yes. The same way, I'm sure, black women will get mad at you if you date a white woman.
Yes. Yes.
Or an Asian woman, or what?
Yes.
Non-black.
Yes.
They will get mad at me for very similar reasons. Because dwarf women will look at a tall woman dating a dwarf man and be like, "You took one of ours."
Mm-hmm.
Because especially with little people, the dating pool's not that big.
True.
There's not that many of us out there. So like,
literally or figuratively?
both, I guess. So when someone takes one, it's like, all right.
Do they look at it because a lot of times they say, well, you took a good one, you took someone, a little person that's somebody, that he's an actor, he's an act, so forth and so. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, to be fair, I was not where I am now when I met my wife. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment in San Francisco, not doing okay, but not what I'm doing now.
Right.
And let's just say my wife invested wisely.
ROI, return on investment.
Yeah, 1,000%. So, but yeah, no, that is a true thing. And dwarf men will do the same thing. They'll look at average sized men dating dwarf women like,
yeah,
that's mine. Like that's one of mine.
Okay.
So there is that. But then once you meet my wife and you talk to her, you're like, okay, this is real. This isn't a fetish thing. This isn't a whatever. It's real.
When you guys get into the argument, she puts you on the couch.
My dad used to do that. My dad, this is a true story. My dad, when he would punish me when I would do something wrong, he would just pick me up, put me on the counter, and be like, deuces. And I'd be a little kid like, oh fuck, where do I go from here? You leave a rope ladder, nothing.
Right.
Yeah, my wife doesn't put me on the couch, but man, that's that psychological warfare. She's good at it. She's really good at it. But no, we have an amazing relationship. We have a wonderful daughter, and we have.
She can beat you up, right?
Oh yeah. Yes.
That doesn't happen in most relationships.
No,
you got to be on your best behavior at all times.
I got to watch my P's and Q's. I got to watch my tongue. She would never do it, but there was one time when we were dating, when I met her. I don't want to say like sensei, but her instructor.
Yes.
Her martial arts instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, that was like the equivalent of me meeting her dad. Like,
right.
This was like, okay. This was serious. And we have dinner, and it's going great. And then afterward, he goes, let's go to the garage. And I'm like, okay. So we all go to the garage, and there's all this martial arts stuff back there. And there's a heavy bag. And he goes, Brad, punch the heavy bag. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, punch the heavy bag. I'm like, okay. So I start hitting the heavy bag. And he goes, hit the heavy bag. Like, act like you're doing it. I'm like, okay. So I start hitting it as hard as I can. This thing ain't moving. This thing is not. It's a heavy bag. Yeah. I got no punching power. It's not moving. And then he looks at my then girlfriend, now wife, and goes, Jasmine, kick the bag. And she's wearing heels, a dress. She's like, I'm not going to kick. And he goes, as your instructor, kick the bag. She goes, okay. She kicks this bag, and this bag goes, whoom, like flies up and back. I'm just like, okay, she wins every argument from now on. All right, sounds good. You are right, honey. Okay. And yeah, that was when I really discovered that I wasn't dating a weekend martial artist that's just like, okay, girls, we're doing it. Right. Hi-ya. Like, that's not who I'm with. Right. I'm with a serious martial artist that can f some people up. And I'm not gonna lie, Shannon.
She killed Bill, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, Shannon. It's hot. It's hot as people are like, don't you feel like less of a man because if some shit goes down, you're gonna look at your woman and be like, handle it? Like, nah, that's hot as I'm gonna be like, yeah, dude. So I don't know if your viewers know, but we're taping this in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I took my wife to Vegas one time, and there's a whiskey bar at the MGM Grand called Whiskey Down.
Yeah.
And we go there, and while we're there, this guy starts hitting on her. And I'm there, and I'm just like, hey, I'm here.
That's my wife.
That's my girl.
Okay, she's your girl.
And he just
disregards you.
Poo-poos me, back the hand, pshaw. And she's trying to tell him, like, no, I'm with Brad right here. That's my guy. And I say one more thing to him, and he looks at me and goes, shut up, midget. This is between me and this. And my wife just goes, okay. And that, Shannon, is the last thing that guy remembers. Wow. Because she, in heels, front kick to his face, knocks him out on the floor. Done. And the security runs over, and his friends are like, she just beat up, she just beat up the guy, and the security guard look at my wife, and they look at me, and they just start laughing like, ah! They just all laugh, and it was the hottest thing I'd ever seen. My wife knocked out him. I love that.
Yeah, she don't play by Brad.
And she knocked him out in my honor. Heavens to Betsy. I do declare. that was awesome, man.
Your daughter
Yeah.
is a little person.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a chance, because you say it's a recessive gene, so there's a 50% chance that she was,
yeah.
or the greater?
I think that was less.
Less.
I think it was 25.
25.
But yeah, I knew there was a chance. And I'm not gonna lie, when my wife and I talked about having kids, I was like, hey, there's a good chance that this happens. Like, there's a good chance I pass this on. And my wife told me, she goes, yes, I'm aware of that. And who better to raise a dwarf child than you? You've figured it out.
Yep.
You've succeeded.
You've lived this life.
You've lived this life. You can guide her. And she's going to be in the best possible scenario that she can be in if she's a little person, and that's what happened. And I'm so thankful every day that my wife had that attitude, and that now I have that attitude, where now if stuff happens in my daughter's life that might freak some people out, I'm like, oh, I've experienced this. And now with her, she's 6. I'm still writing comebacks with her.
Yeah.
I'm like my dad did with me.
Oh, so you're a very similar dad
Here we go.
to your dad.
Yeah. We're writing comebacks. Dude, I pity the little first grade wad that makes fun of her. Oh, he didn't know what he's getting into. It's going to be great.
You really do love the Broncos because your daughter's name is
Elway. I named my daughter Elway. Bro. So... And here's how we had that, because everyone thinks that I picked the name. My wife picked the name. So we were arguing about names. My wife, San Francisco, very new school names. I'm very traditional. I like old school names. So we're arguing about names for a kid. And my wife looks up at our wall, and I have a signed John Elway jersey. And she goes like, what about Elway? And I'm like, oh, motherfucker. I can't refuse that. That's my guy. And John knows. So John had me out. He has his car dealerships in Denver, and he does a Christmas party. Yep. And he has entertainment, and they found out that I'm a big Broncos fan, so they're like, do you want to come out? And I was like, absolutely. Yeah. So I performed, and I have a video on my phone of me performing at that Christmas party, and John Elway standing up and starting the standing ovation. But during that show, I told him, I go, I have a daughter. Her name is Elway. I go, John, do not f*** up the name, okay? Don't f*** up the name, because there's some guy out there that's like, this is my son. I named him after my favorite comedian. Say hello, Cosby. You know what I mean? Like that's out there. Yeah. So I go, John, do not f*** up the name. And he laughed at that. And the fact that I can now text my childhood friend and give him updates about Lil Elway is just, dude, I'm playing with house money, man. I've won at life. It's pretty cool. So I love it. And her name is Elway. You can call her Ellie. It's a great name, Elway Williams. And I love the fact that now the name has become hers. Right. Now when I call her that, I don't think of John Elway. Right. I think of my daughter. Right. So it's really cool. This is a really great life.
You said Payton Manning is a big little person because you guys got the same forehead.
Come on, Shannon. Look at this thing. Payton, you and I, Payton, we don't have dreams. We have movies. Like, look at these things. Big forehead. But yeah, just one more way that I relate to the Broncos greats.
You got an orange shirt today?
Mm-hmm, I do. On purpose.
When the difference, a dwarf has your hands are like a normal person, adult, right?
So like dwarfism, so here's the thing, here's the misconception. Okay. Dwarfism, there's a lot of different types because it's a genetic mutation. So there's different types of dwarfism. So like the guy that played Mini-Me in Austin Powers.
Yeah, Vern Troy.
Yeah, he's a different type of dwarf.
Yeah, he's really smart. I mean, I don't know if he's 3 feet tall. I've seen him on several occasions. Rest his soul,
Yeah, so there's different types of little people out there. So to say like dwarves are a certain category. Like there's so many different types of dwarfism. So it's not like we are just like this or just like that. There's tons of different types.
Okay. Because so some people have like normal hands, head.
So I have achondroplasia. Achondroplasia is characterized by little arms, little legs, big ass. It's literally in the medical journal. It says prominent buttocks, which I think is funny as hell. And we have average-sized torsos. So like you and I are making eye contact right now. We're sitting down.
Right.
You're way bigger than me, and we're making eye contact.
Right.
That's because the torso's average size.
Okay.
And then we have big ass heads, big eye heads. This is a double XL. Like big old head.
But there are some, and I don't know if you've ever had them, but there are some health issues that comes along with dwarfism.
Yep.
And there's a new drug that was approved in 2020.
Ooh, we're going deep. Good job, Shannon. your research
We got the best.
Well done. Yes, there is a new drug where you can inject children with this drug, and for certain types of dwarfism, including my type, it can counteract some of the effects. I should not be talking about this while I've had too much yak, but here we go. And my wife and I chose not to use this drug with our daughter.
Okay.
Now, because the drug is not, I don't want people to think it's like this. It's not a wonder cure. It's not I inject you and all of a sudden it's the Captain America super soldier serum and you're good to go.
Right.
Like, it's not that. There will be some, you will gain some height. There will be some side effects, but that is every parent. That is their own decision.
Right.
That is what they have to talk about and see if that's best for our kid. For the reasons that we discussed earlier, with me being a little person and me knowing this life and how to navigate this life, that is one of the reasons why we chose not to do it. But if another parent decides to do it, I won't get mad at them as long as they're doing it for the right reasons.
Right.
Just know that it's not a cure.
Right.
It's not a you get a.
And she's gonna be average height. The person who's gonna be average height.
You're still gonna look like a little person, but you might be a little taller.
Right.
Which might give some health benefits, but you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna go from 3'11" to 6'1". You're gonna go from 3'11" to like 4'7", 4'8", something like that. So, and also it's an early drug. It's not.
They got to work out the kinks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we were hesitant, and that's why we didn't do it, and that was our decision. But if people do want to do this drug, I'm not gonna get mad at it.
Have they told you how tall she'll actually get? Would you be your height? Would you be a little shorter, about probably 4 feet?
Yeah, so I'm 4'4", so she'll probably run around 3'11", 4 feet.
Okay.
So somewhere around there. Which, thankfully, in addition to myself, I know a lot of little people that have lived wonderful, amazing lives, and I look at it and go, okay, we'll be okay.
Right.
Like we're gonna be okay. And dude, shout out to your research staff. No one has ever asked me that question before.
You want more kids?
No.
No.
I got one. We are one and done. You have three. Yeah. No, we're one and done, man. We found out that we are kid people. We are not baby people. Babies are hard, man.
Yeah.
Babies are hard. And when she was born, I didn't have the kind of money that we had now. So now there'd be a nanny, there'd be a night nurse, there'd be all that. And also my daughter was born January of 2020. March 2020, something happened. And COVID was among us, and we were all huddled in. So it was just like me, my wife, and my mother-in-law, and we were just taking care of it.
Huddled together, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone was in their little pods. And so, yeah, it was tough. So I think I think we're just going to have the one. Thank God we got a good one.
Yeah.
If for any reason we do have another one, for whatever reason, hell yeah.
Would you ever do testing to see, like, you know what, she might be predisposed, or you like, you know what, whatever God give me, if it's healthy, I'll take that.
That's our attitude. It's kind of like we could have done
The genetic testing.
Yeah, or we could have done genetic testing, but we're like, hey, whatever happens, happens, and we're gonna put our faith that we're gonna be amazing parents no matter what, and we're gonna have a child no matter what, who we love and care about, and we're so lucky and so happy that my daughter is great. She's healthy. She's smart, and couldn't ask for a better one.
You have a dog. You do have a pet.
Two. We got two pit bulls.
You,
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're like, 70, 80 pounds?
Yeah, we got one. Yeah. They're big dogs. I love them.
Why not get like Pomeranians?
No, because it's the power, Shannon. When a dwarf walks down the street walking a pit bull.
No, then you're not walking him. You ride him.
To be fair, if the dog sees another dog and wants to go do something, I am along for the ride. I am walking two giant biceps.
Right.
I'm walking your right and your left.
Yeah.
That's how that's happening. But pit bulls are really sweet dogs.
Right.
We got really sweet dogs that we rescued, and a lot of people don't know this. Pit bulls were initially bred to protect children, to watch children. Their nickname is the nanny dog.
Right.
And a lot of times pit bulls will naturally adhere themselves to children, and that's how my dogs are with my daughter. They follow her around the house. It's great, man. I love it. I sleep next to two pit bulls and a martial arts instructor. I sleep so well, Shannon.
Right.
Some shit happens in the house. We hear a noise. I'm sending them two and the wife. I'm sitting back.
You let them handle it.
Yeah, send me the scouting report later. I'm good.
I want to get you out of this.
Yeah.
Did your family modify? Because how modified is your living arrangement now? Are they?
Yeah. Now, my family didn't modify shit for me. It was like, hey,
you figure it out.
Wash your hands, climb up there, wash your damn hands. If you want to pee in that toilet, jump, pee, shut it off. Jump, pee, shut it off. Jump, pee, shut it off. That's how, because my dad was always like, the world's not going to always be adjusted for you. You got to learn to adjust to this world. So that's how I was raised. Now, there's modifications in my house. My daughter has a bathroom that's all her size. I'm jealous because I look at the sink like, oh my God, this is great. But there are stools all around my house.
Yeah.
My wife has tripped on some. She's not happy about that. But yeah, when it's my home, I'm like, I'm gonna make it comfortable for me.
Right.
And it's great. And I couldn't ask for a better situation, man.
Brad, thanks so much for joining us.
Are you kidding me? This is great. I'm here with the with the Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like this is unbelievable. And you provided so many great memories for me.
I appreciate that.
There were so many. You had what do you have, a three touchdown game against the Chiefs?
Yes.
Okay.
It was against the Chargers.
Chargers. Fuck. And then you had.
But I had the record-breaking game against the Chiefs.
There we go. That with the all-time touchdowns by
most receiving yards in the game.
There you go. And so you provided a lot of great memories for me. You provided a lot of happiness for me. And I love the fact that you were a Denver Bronco. I love the fact what you've done post-career. I love the fact that when me and my friends are questioning each other, we go, Skip. What you talking about that, Skip? I love the fact you always stood up for yourself. And I love that. I love when they say never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Have Shannon Sharpe as a hero. Meet you. All good. We're fine.
Appreciate you, man. Make sure you check out his special on YouTube channel live on Short Street. Brad Williams.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life.